so you get your biggest refund guaranteed. Don't leave thousands on the table this year. Discover thousands of dollars in tax credits instead.
Check, please.
Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. That's WIN. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win with a $12K a day giveaway.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
All right, welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, trying to make your life just a little bit better. Tommy Boy's going to be in a second. He's on the phone arguing with QuickBooks. Yes, I said it, and it does happen. Things happen like that. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off. You've been taken advantage of. Anything you got going. And it's car day. You got to hit your mic, Doc. No, he's done. 303-713-8255. In studio with me, Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. Kevin, how is the car biz? By the way, it is car day. Any vehicle questions you have, any car ripoffs, anything you want to expose, anything you want to talk about if you got ripped off, anything to do with cars, but of course we're talking about anything and everything dear to your heart. 303-713-8255. Kevin?
It's good. We've been busy. Well, up until it got so cold. Everybody's, staying inside till it warms up. So,
what's the biggest thing people should do when it gets this cold? I mean, check your antifreeze.
Well, if you haven't done it before now, you're
done.
You're done. Yeah.
What happens if it did freeze?
Well, you can have catastrophic damage. You can have cracked blocks, or you can just have some minor stuff, a cracked radiator, possibly a freeze plug.
Oh, my
If you get lucky, you might not be so bad.
Nothing's really cheap anymore, is it? I mean, even how much is a cracked radiator on your average car now? It's going to be $1,000.
Yeah, between $500 and $1,000, depending on the car, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I remember one year I had, a washer fluid froze. And I bought the cheap stuff at Walmart, the blue stuff, but it was like negative 15 up in the mountains.
Yep.
And it froze, and there was nothing I could do about it. I mean, it was absolutely miserable. What do you guys use anyhow? The blue stuff?
It's blue, but it's rated at minus 20 because if you're going to go up in the valleys and stuff, you may have to get some other things. Yeah.
How about snow tires? Should people get snow tires?
Depending on your driving. I mean, if you're all highway, I wouldn't. But, I mean, a set of Blizzaks. If you're stop and go, side streets, yeah, why not?
I always get them for one of our vehicles, and then I almost always insist my kids buy them. They got to buy their own tires at this point in life. But
they're magic, though. They really are good.
Oh, they are unbelievable. Those Blizzaks are crazy.
Yep.
I remember the days of studded snow tires.
Yeah. These are actually rated better than studded snow tires, which doesn't seem to make sense, but it's true.
Wow, that's crazy. Suzanne, who is on one? I don't have the name up. Who is it?
Hey, two things. Doc's mic should be good now, and that's Larry. The insurance wants to total his car.
Larry, what's going on, man? What kind of car is it?
Chevy 3/4-ton pickup.
And what happened? What year is it, by the way?
Well, it's a 1991.
A 1991 3500 with how many miles on it?
80,000.
If someone could look up KBB for me, that's very low mileage. How much do they want to give you for it?
Well, the insurance damage estimate was $700. The body shop estimate was $3,900. Well, $37, I guess.
Wait a second. They're totaling it, though, right?
Well, they went and looked at the vehicle at the body shop. All it's got is a wrinkled fender, and maybe the grill needs to be replaced because it was busted also. And anyway, so the insurance adjuster went and looked at it, and he gave me a call and says, we're going to total your pickup.
And how much did they want to give you for it? $3,900, you said?
No, he never did say exactly. He says, I understand you want to keep this vehicle, so we need to talk about that.
Who are you dealing with?
Well, this is a bad story. Fred Loya.
Oh, God. There's nothing worse than that. We had one. We've talked about this so many times, but I got to say it again. This guy is parked in front of his house in Denver. His vehicle gets hit. In fact, the guy was drunk. He runs into the guy's parked vehicle, and it was an old vehicle. It had like 500,000 miles on it. It was old. I'm not gonna pretend it was anything good. So they were gonna total it for around $1,000 and hand the guy a check for $1,000. He wanted to buy it back as salvage, and they said, that's no problem. We're going to sell it back to you for $1,000. So basically, they hit Fred Loya's customer, and Fred Loya hit his vehicle and then said, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to let you keep the vehicle.
So it cost him $1,000 to get in an accident.
It was ridiculous.
And own his car.
He literally got nothing. Zero, zip, zilch. I don't know why you would want to back, Larry, but here's what I want to do.
Well, because it's in excellent mechanical condition, and it's all it's got is a wrinkled fender and a busted grill.
Yeah, I know, but what they're going to do is they're going to say, how much are they offering to buy it back from? It's Fred Loya. They'll probably give you a taco or something. I
was so ticked off, I didn't even listen to his numbers. I said, you can go to hell.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to do something. I mean, I can appreciate you're a little feisty there, but you're going to have to communicate with them on some level.
That's what I'm going to try. But I went back to the body shop, and they said, there's nothing we can do. Once it's declared a total loss, it's in the insurance base as a total loss, so there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, here's what I want to do. I want to figure out what that vehicle is worth. You said they offered you, what, $37, $39?
Well, the body shop estimate was 37 something.
To fix it, but how much are they offering you to total, or you don't have that number yet?
No, because I was so ticked off I didn't listen to the idiot.
I like this guy. Hold on, I want to try this. Suzanne, I want to get petty details on. In fact, I just sent him another one today. Hold tight, man. Don't go anywhere. I want to get an expert on and figure out how much this vehicle's worth. Here's what Petty Details does. These guys are incredible. They can give you the value of your totaled vehicle. In this guy's case, you spend X amount. We'll ask them when they're on for a report. But the other thing they can do is calculate diminished value. And what diminished value is, if you have a vehicle that really hasn't had any bad history on the Carfax or anywhere else of being fixed or damages, what they can do is figure out what that vehicle is going to resell for before and after the accident. In other words, if you have a 2020 Honda and it has no accidents on the Carfax, no issues ever, good maintenance record, it could be worth, let's say, $30,000. If you had one that was in a medium, small, or even a large accident, that can affect that value. Even if it's fixed properly, it can affect that value big time, to the tune, and we'll ask Justin Petty, to the tune of up to maybe 25, 30%. It is actually astounding how much diminished value can affect, and most people don't even know to ask for diminished value. They think, oh, well, it got fixed properly. They never ask the other person's insurance company for the diminished value amount, and they end up getting screwed. No matter what, they end up getting screwed. So Larry and then Paul. Actually, Paul's got a similar question. Let's jump to him real quick. Hold on. Paul, what is your question? Dang it, Suzanne. Because I have this phone sideways, I just nuked Larry. Larry, call back. Paul, what's going on?
Hey, Mark. So my son got into an accident, a single-car accident a few weeks ago with his 2018 Impreza. It got towed to Coparts and just to kind of sit there until their insurance adjuster took a look at it. He obviously doesn't go down there. They just send him some pictures. CCC did their assessment for them, which is pretty typical. We get the report, and we see a couple of things that's very concerning. Number one is the report shows no deductions for mechanical or aesthetics or anything else on it, because it goes item by item.
Wait a second.
Item.
Are they? Hold on. You're getting a little ahead here. Did they total the vehicle, or are they going to fix it?
Yes. No, totally.
And is it your own insurance company? Was this an accident that he created?
No,
okay.
Single car accident.
So how much are they how much are they offering you?
I'm driving. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head. Thousands of dollars less than I believe it's worth. Now, so here's the thing, a couple of things.
Go.
One is they go item by item, no deductions on any item, 0000 throughout the whole thing, aesthetic or mechanical issues. Then but then later on, when it comes down to the numbers in terms of the valuation, they show a $2,000 deduction.
All right, let's do this. Hold on. We have got petty details on this. Is a perfect question for him. This is what this guy does for a living. I want you to hold tight. We're going to talk to him about your case and the other case, and let's see what he's got to say. Everybody hang tight. We got a lot going on. 303 Martino. We'll be right back. God dang it. This is going to drive me insane. You know, I love how every other studio... I'm not even going to get into it. You know what I need? Would you bring in a welding stick next time you're in, please?
Some of that. Improvise. Don't you have duct tape? Duct tape is everything, right, Kevin?
I'm ready.
I'm gone. You know that stuff. You see that red and green?
You know, $189, $189 can save your life. You can get an ultrasound of your carotid artery and see if there is any soft plaque in there. Simple as that. And guess what? 98% of the time, you know, you could have some issues in there. Then you take that report, you take that scan, you get it to your doctor, and whether it's medication or other ways, you can actually get it fixed. But $189 to make sure you're in good shape. It's the most accurate out there. It's only $189. And by the way, they also have diagnosing for heart disease and risk of stroke and everything else. Takes less than 15 minutes. Get it for a loved one. You know what? Valentine's Day is coming up. It's a crazy gift, but if you really love somebody, you want to make sure they're around a long time. 720-740-2663, 720-740-2663, CorScan.com. Now, let's talk about an attorney that I have known forever and a day, Joseph A. Lazara. He's a criminal defense attorney. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, you got to have someone on your side. That's Joseph A. Lazara. I know people that have personally used him, and he can pull off miracles. You know why? He knows everybody. He knows the judges. He knows the DA. He knows how to bargain if you're guilty. And if you're not guilty, he knows how to get in front of a jury and convince everybody you're not guilty. 303-429-6200. Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at orchard.com.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of
Hyundai last week or this week, I forget. I think it was this week in their showroom, man. They got like next to nothing in there. It's just crazy. There's no cars.
I don't blame the guy though. I mean, but I don't know how fender's going to cost $3,700. There's more damage there.
Somebody give me a pen. And then what was the first Larry, the old guy? What was his vehicle?
91. Was it a 3/4 ton or 1 ton?
I thought he said 3,500.
I think he said 3,500 too. You either said 3,500 or
35 or 25.
But it only had like 80K.
80K,
right?
yeah. I'm assuming 4-wheel drive. I don't know.
And then the other one was an Xterra.
Subaru. Little Subaru.
Forester?
No.
Subaru. Not an Outback. I would remember that. Impreza. Oh, those are little race cars.
It's like a 2018 or 2020 or something.
It's an Impreza Premium with 70,000 miles. Anyway, I got Justin Petty on for both vehicles and gave him the year, make, and model and mileage of both.
I think you need a promotion and a raise, Susie.
She would say, yeah.
Don't you think so?
First of all, the fact she gets to work with me.
Here we go.
I mean, come on.
Here we go.
She just paid duty for that.
That's bonus.
You won't fucking.
What? What happened?
I'm talking. You won't fucking believe. Customers, Mark,
I hear you sometimes get so fucking frustrated. What is it with customer support nowadays?
I guess it didn't go well.
No, I got it. When I tell you, it is the most fucked up thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
Okay, listen, we have Larry, line 1.
Yeah, by the way, QuickBooks is calling me back. So I'm going to go out here.
All right. Yeah, there was some update or something they did. Screwed our.
Oh, no. This is beyond fucked up. This is like the fucked up you hear about in the movies.
Why'd you call it troubleshooter?
Now, when we were sitting in there, I said to him,
I know.
This ain't going to work out.
And I said, oh, no.
And he's like, oh, no, this is
understands
fine. She's
everything.
great. She's got it.
You know what?
That was the last conversation.
Kill me for being optimistic.
Yeah, I knew who you were talking to.
Have you had stuff with them, Mark?
Oh, QuickBooks is a nightmare.
Oh, my God.
I had to rebuild my own database on major radio.
Did you do anything like opening like CBD or anything? Zip. Okay.
I did the 2 up there, of course.
Okay.
Core Scanson was there.
Oh, you did core scans. Good. Did you say, I'm going to have it done? No. Why? You need to have it done.
Well, Kaiser does it.
Okay. Well, no, they don't do the. Okay.
I'm pissed off they didn't do it.
I actually wish they did.
I'm pissed off they didn't do it when it was 150.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure that those guys.
Doc, what's it going to matter with you?
John, I'm just kidding. What do you mean?
What he's saying is you're almost dead anyway. That's what I heard. I didn't want to say it.
That was kind of implied, yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
33713 talk 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints, make your life a little easier. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Don't forget the immuno formula, the cosmetics, the pain-reducing, inflammation-reducing, all of that. I'm Tom. Welcome. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. Let's talk to...
Wait. Pull up one. Larry and Paul, they both have questions. We have Justin Petty up. One is talking his vehicle, Tom. It was a 91 3500 Chevy, 80,000 miles. Fred Loya, one of their customers, totaled it. We're trying to figure out details. And then the same with Paul.
Then why don't you till I get the screener up? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm right here.
All right, so let's do this. Let's get right to...
And it's a 2,500 mark, not a 3,500.
Oh, 2,500. Hey, Justin, let's just talk real basics real quick. You're with Petty Details. Basically, what you guys do is...
Did we hook them up with Petty?
They just called in, man. They literally just
All right, good.
So Justin, typically speaking, what you guys do, then we'll talk about Larry and Paul's, but you guys create different reports, the actual value of a vehicle or the diminished value of a vehicle. Explain that a little more.
Yeah, right. They're appraisals. They're formal appraisals using an approved appraisal standard. So, yeah, I mean, we produce the reports that reflect the difference in value or the value, depending on the situation.
And then what happens if you do a report? Let's say Fred Loya is offering Larry $3,500 for the whole vehicle, totaled it out. And your report says it's $6,000. And Fred Loya, because we know they're not a good insurance company, says, well, we don't care. We're still only going to give you $3,500. Then what does someone do?
Good question. What do they do?
Yeah, it's difficult if it's not your own insurance company because it's a matter of arguing well and presenting proper evidence and just arguing. There's not really any teeth against someone else.
Well, there is teeth in this way, Justin. You can, and I've always said this for the past 40 years, you are not obligated to negotiate with another insurance company. You do not have a contractual obligation. You can go directly after the motorist. There's no law that says you can't go after the motorist directly.
And in Larry's case, it's going to be under $7,500 here in Colorado.
So, Justin,
cost them nothing.
So, Justin, I can take your information and use it for my lawsuit against the driver.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you do. You nailed it. It's a small claim suit, basically. And so that has some teeth, but you're right. You have to sue the other person, and then their insurance company will have to defend them.
Now, check this out, though. Paul's in the different circumstance, Tom. Paul's kid has a 2018 Impreza, and he wrecked it. They want to total it, and they're not, his own insurance company's not offering him enough. So in that case, Paul, did I get that right, first of all?
Oh, yeah, bring him up, Mark. Is he up?
Yeah, he should be up.
Are you there, Paul?
Oh, wait, hold on, I brought the wrong guy up.
Yeah.
Paul, you there?
Yeah, he's there.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell. No, Paul is not here. Okay, there you go, Paul.
Yes, I'm here.
So go ahead, Paul.
I'm here.
Your own insurance company is saying that your car is worth what?
I don't have the exact numbers. I'm at work.
Okay, well, roughly, what's the difference?
It's thousands of dollars. So, very simply, one real simple thing is they use CCC to do their appraisal. So then they
who's CCC? Who is CCC?
They're the main appraisals that most insurance companies rely upon when they total a vehicle.
Justin, have you heard of this? Do you know what it is?
Oh, yeah, I've written articles about CCC. They've been involved in class action lawsuits.
Who are they?
They're, like you said, they're a market valuation service that partners with insurance companies only.
Oh, so they basically work for the insurance company to screw over the guy.
That's exactly. Yeah, that's the nature of the lawsuits. They undervalue vehicles systematically.
You know, I wish there was a such thing as a public adjuster for cars.
Well, that's basically what these guys do.
Yeah, except that he doesn't go to court.
Well, no, I think he does. I mean, but then you got to come down to the dollars and cents.
All right, so then what about, can you appear in court telephonically? Have you done that, Justin? Like where you don't have to fly there?
Yeah, lots of times, yes, all over the country.
Good. Then I think you establish him as an expert, but is there a such thing, and I don't know this, as bad faith when it comes to autos? I know.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky there, Tom, because you have the appraisal clause, so you have this contract dispute, and that's really powerful for people that, like this Impreza claim. He can invoke the appraisal clause and force the insurance carrier to sit on the bench and let two independent appraisers settle the claim, which is, I have 30 or 40 cases open right now, settled 2 or 3 of them yesterday for $5,000 more than what the carrier was offering.
How much does that generally cost if someone brings you to that level, Justin?
They retain me for $550, and I manage the entire claim to conclusion.
Oh, my God. That's dirt cheap.
Yeah, I would invoke the appraisal process. The appraisal process is mandatory for most insurance policies before you do a lawsuit.
Yep.
Can I interject and throw some facts to Justin?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I need contact information for him.
Yeah, we'll give you that.
So it's interesting. They towed it to Coparts just to have a place off the road to store it while they look at it. They sent some photos over. So the line items deductions that CCC put out there on their report showed 0 on every single one. All the mechanics, all the aesthetics, every single item. Yet when it came to the actual comps, they showed a $2,000 deduction on condition, yet the details showed 0. So I put that forth to the adjuster, and I said, your own report that you rely on has 0 throughout every line item. How do you come up with 2,000? Well, he didn't have an answer to that. Then he goes through the photos that his people took down Coparts, and he says, well, there looks like there's some stains on the seats. And I said, well, we didn't detail it out just before we had an accident. You know, people actually.
All right. So what is the main? But the main point, Paul. What's the main point? Is that they didn't value it properly.
That's right. And then we did my own comps. They only compared it to 2 cars, radically different mileage, and they made their adjustments. I looked at 8 cars.
By the way, Mark fought the same. I watched Mark fight the same battle one time, where he examined their comps and went back to them and fought them on his own. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to.
It went from 13,000 to 20,000. That's how bad my insurance company was trying to get me.
It was your own company, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, so.
No, you're right. It wasn't. It was the other company.
Right.
You're right.
And that's what you're doing, Paul. You're fighting Fred Loya, right? No?
No, I'm fighting my own company.
Oh, you're the other one. Who is your company?
Shelter.
They're not that bad. You know what?
No, they're good. They're good. And this guy, I told this guy when he says he relies on CCC, which Justin could attest to, they all try because they're responsible for acting in good faith, negotiating good faith per Colorado statute. So they say, well, this is a reputable company and we rely on them. And I just emailed them a moment ago before I got on the phone with you saying, I don't have a contract with CCC. I have a contract with you.
Right.
A legal contract. You're responsible to me.
Yeah, well, you know, how was this accident? Was there an at-fault party?
No, it's a single car
accident. Then okay. So listen, Petty Details, okay? It's Justin Petty, and his website, diminishedvalueexpert.com. Does he have one on Petty yet? Does his name have a website associated with it? I thought he had a Petty Details, but Justin, is that the only website you have? Is Diminished Value Expert?
You can go to pettydetailsllc.com as well.
Okay, pettydetailsllc.com. We got more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the new Mark Moss Show podcast.
Looks like a delay now on I-70 westbound. The right lane is blocked after Colorado Boulevard, jamming traffic back to 270. Now, once you get past that wreck, the rest of I-70 looking good, traveling westbound. Eastbound, not a bad drive. The on-ramp is partially blocked due to an accident. Northbound I-25 to northbound 225. Watch for delay. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny today. A high reaching 38. Tonight's low 2. And then sunny and dry for the weekend. 44 on Saturday and 37 on Sunday. Currently, it's 26. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin. 630 KHOW.
Want to learn more about cryptocurrency in the new year? Check out the Mark Moss Show podcast. Each week, Mark Moss, an investor, crypto expert, and host of the popular YouTube series, shares his knowledge as a true entrepreneur. Listen to the Mark Moss podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, whether you go to urgent care emergency rooms, you have a serious illness, you have shock or minor problems, one of the most common treatments is hydration or IV. Saline with vitamins and minerals and anything else you might need. So a lot of people have gone to hydration bars now for wellness. You can do that at home now with Rocky Mountain IV Medics. It's that simple. Whether it's a hangover, a migraine, getting over the flu, even if you have COVID and want to get over the hump, whatever it is you need, Rocky Mountain IV Medics has a solution for you, literally a solution. And it's hydration therapy in your home for the same price you'd pay going somewhere. So why not stay home and be comfortable? Or your office. In my case, the studio. You can call or text for same-day appointments, 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155. Hey, Ideal Home Loans is the company for an ideal home loan. First they listen, then they lend. And what exactly does that mean? Well, since the early 2000s, they've been in Colorado for Colorado, writing loans that are best for their clients, not for them. That means they find you the best rates, and they also find you the best terms. In fact, you can pick your own term. You don't have to have 15 or 30. You can take advantage of low interest rates. And another cool thing, they have the interest rate guarantee. So if rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. That's idealhomeloans.com. They also have a pre-approval where money is set aside for you as direct mortgage lenders. They can do that. So when you find a house, it's like having a cash deal. You can close right away. idealhomeloans.com for your next ideal home loan. 303-867-7000, 867-7000.
It's time to get locked and loaded at the Tanner Gun Show this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Crowne Plaza, I-70 in Chambers. You won't find a bigger or better selection of new and hard-to-find used firearms, tons of ammo, stun guns, knives, and so much more. Forget online shopping. At the Tanner Gun Show, you're free to see and handle your purchase before you buy. Get your guns while you can at the Tanner Gun Show inside the Crowne Plaza. 3-day tickets are available at the door or get them online at tannergunshow.com.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 630 KHOW. Learn how you can earn a full-time income as a short-term trader. That's the Trading Group Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. The question line is 888-646-8787. Tune into the Mortgage Doctor this and every weekend. When it's time to buy a new home, lower your house payment, consolidate your debts, Steve Haney is the mortgage doctor and the go-to guy in Colorado. The Mortgage Doctor Show, Saturday afternoons at 3 and Sunday mornings at 9.
Did you know nearly 1 million knee replacements were done in 2017? And that number is expected to reach 2.6 million in 2020.
Now, Norris, are you listening?
At RestoreOsteo.com, discover our unique healthy...
AG has a question that I typed into the YouTube.
Request an appointment at any of our 5 convenient locations in Golden, Aurora, Thornton, Colorado Springs, and now Littleton. Begin your healthy mobility and healthy living journey today by visiting RestoreOsteo.com. That's RestoreOsteo.com.
Replace that old furnace and air with a new carrier system, saving more than $2,000 only from Plumline and Perry. Learn to the experts. Plumline Services has been earning trust in Colorado.
If I put them on, I can't see it. I'm the opposite, man. I can see a small shade gray. If I put my glasses on here,
you have to go over there to look.
Yeah.
Excellence in every call with the highest of ethics. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Service at heart.
I am one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body. I am living in the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or current to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in the blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special to save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Swamp Bed, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details. Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We'll go to the phones. Let's talk. Genesis Total Exteriors, by the way, all of your insurance damage on one invoice. Genesis. They also do solar and they do complete home improvements. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Bathrooms, kitchens, baths, basements. Also, all of your exterior items and storm damage or wind damage or any kind of damage. 303-679-8509. Let's talk. Now, Larry, you're the one with your insurance, another one, where the car is not getting a fair price. Right. And this is the one with the other Fred Loya insurance, right?
Right. The other party is Fred Loya. You can go after that party directly. You know that. Well, one of the problems I have with the whole thing is the original estimate I got at the body shop was $2,300. And then it was several months before I got it in, and they said, oh, we have to do a new estimate. And it went up to $3,900. And there's at least $2,000 worth of fluff in there that they don't even have to do. They don't have to replace the bumper. They don't have to replace the right headlight assembly. There's just a lot of stuff in there that they've added that I don't think needs to be done at all.
No, you're saying they added it for the sole purpose of totaling it?
Well, the body shop added it. The insurance company...
Yeah, but let me tell you, why do you care? If they want to add that, how does it affect you?
Because it increases the repair costs enough to consider it totaled.
Yeah, but you don't have the option of not replacing those if the insurance is insuring it and you have a loan on it. The only time you have an option is if you buy it back. Then you can repair it the way you want.
Well, that's one of the problems I have. He says if we total it, it belongs to us, and we'll sell it back to you.
That's right.
As soon as he said that, I knew what they were trying to do, and I told him to go to hell, and I hung up on him.
Well,
So
okay.
I didn't even get into his numbers.
But Larry, if the numbers are reasonable, they're not probably going to be, but sometimes they are. If the numbers are reasonable, if they let you buy it back, what you buy it back for plus the cost of repairs should equal their offer to you. I mean, that's it, period. If they total the car, it's got the amount you buy it for plus the cost of repairs should come up to what that car is worth at least. Now, here's the problem. If the car truly is only worth 16 and it's going to take 18 to repair it, they're not going to do it. I mean, they're just not. But you can buy it back. Did you even ask what that would look like? How much it would take to get back?
No, because he kept insisting that they have to take custody of it before they can do anything.
Well, Larry, it's true. Well, hold on.
Because
they don't have to take custody of it physically. They just have to total it and take over the title. Then they can sell it back to you. Yes, they have to do that. That's true.
Okay, then it's got a salvage title.
That's right. But but Larry, it's not their fault. If the car truly is totaled, it's not their fault. Okay?
I've been driving it ever since the accident. It's not a totaled vehicle. It's just got a fender that needs to be replaced.
Okay.
And a grill.
What year is your car?
It's 91 Chevy pickup.
It is totaled, okay? Because of value, Larry. I understand what you're saying. So many people run into this, but you can't fight the system. They go by what that vintage would go on an open market and compare it to repair costs. And if those repair costs are more than 75%, they pay you the value of the vehicle. It's all you can do. I mean, I don't like it. Sometimes there are pristine cars, and it's not fair. But then if you have a pristine car, insure it for pristine collision. I don't know what to say, Larry. You can't make it other than what it is. You're saying they're totaling it and it shouldn't be totaled. Then take it to another body shop and get another opinion. What were you going to say, Uncle Kevin?
In the long run, it may be cheaper for him to just ignore all the insurance, get his truck fixed. He doesn't have a salvage title. It's probably going to be a wash, the cost to fix it as opposed to what he's going to pay to get it back with the salvage title tagged. You know what I mean?
In other words, just say, forget it. They don't owe me anything.
Well, it stinks. I'm not saying it's a great solution, but if he doesn't want a salvage tag, and just go get his truck fixed. It's probably.
In other words, he can just have them release the truck and just fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much will it cost, Larry, for you to fix your truck?
Well, I don't really know. Now, I had a neighbor shade tree mechanic down the street that says, "Oh, I could fix it for $1,000."
Okay. Then why don't you listen to this? Then why don't you just tell the insurance company, "Don't bother. I'm not going to go after the guy for damages," and just fix your own truck?
And then sue the guy for my actual cost?
You could. You could. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what I'll have to do.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd win, but you could. Absolutely. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Andrew, what's going on with you, Andrew?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you might know kind of what the rights of like a stockholder in a company.
Yeah, you have every right of every other stockholder. They're all exactly the same in a certain class, and I assume you mean someone who just owns stock. You have a voting right or a proxy right. You can give your vote away, and it's exactly the same as anyone else's in that class. Then you have insider stock, and you have other kinds of stock. And the way the offers are written, sometimes the insiders have more control in the beginning, sometimes not. But here's the real thing, Andrew. It's not the individual stockholder that has a lack of power that some people think. It's the lack of numbers of stocks. If you have 100,000 or 1 million shares of stock, you have more power than someone with 1 share of stock. That's because it goes by voting. 1 stock, 1 voting right.
I think he's asking about seeing financials and that kind of thing, right, Andrew?
Yeah, correct. I was wondering if stockholders have a right to
Absolutely. With a publicly traded company, you have the right to see anything that is in your right. It's in the prospectus. It's in the In fact, they file that. They have file earnings. That's done quarterly. So are you having a problem seeing that?
No, this is actually a private company, but it's,
well, then a private company has some different rules. Now, a stockholder in a private company, this is a private. It's called a. It's not a private company if it has stock. It has a limited. It's a limited offer, and it has a limited number of investors. But we can find out from someone who knows more than me on specifically what private companies do. How many shares of stock do you own?
500.
And what kind of a company? And first of all, are they legally selling stock if they're private?
Just to they offered it to some of the employees.
They called it stock?
Yes.
Okay. And how many outstanding shares of stock are there?
That I'm not sure.
Andrew, are you sure? Was it an ESOP employee-owned stock, or was it an actual done through the SEC, or is this something that they just did informally?
I believe it's informally.
Well, they're not allowed. You're not allowed to do that. So I don't even know what you're talking about. So the boss of the company simply said, "Hey, give us some money, and we'll give you shares." That's not how it works. It's a very, very regulated thing. Hold on. I'll try to get an expert on. Hold on.
That guy needs a Red Bull. He sounds like he's dying. Impact traffic. Doesn't he sound like he's dying?
But they don't get to.
No, you can't just, here's some stock.
Where there's an accident reported. It's jamming traffic back on northbound I-25 to around.
Sounds like he's having some regrets.
The rest of I-25 looking pretty good right now. Some slower traffic either direction of I-270.
I don't even know what he's talking about. How do you own stuff?
Yeah. I-70 between 270 and I-25. Fox 31, 10.1, they're mostly
Well,
high at 38.
the stock has to have a value. Maybe he wants to know if he can cash in.
Well, he's looking for some information on the company, so I don't know what.
Want to learn more about cryptocurrency in the new year? Check out the Mark Moss Show podcast. Each week, Mark Moss, an investor, crypto expert, and host of the popular YouTube series, shares his knowledge as a true entrepreneur. Listen to the Mark Moss podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What happened? No, but it didn't matter. Some other commercial started. Oh, tell me what they are.
Feeding them. And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get guaranteed maximum.
This couple gave their daughter a DNA test for Christmas to do a project with, and uncovered the in vitro that they did. The father is not the father. After 28 years old.
Well, they're pretty stupid for giving her that DNA test without.
Well, but they didn't know. They're just it was a project. They thought it'd be fun to trace lineage and different.
No, but they knew that it was.
No, they didn't.
Wait, the parents didn't know there was.
The parents didn't know
that what?
She was conceived at the in vitro, but the father, they mixed up something in the in vitro.
Oh, they mixed it up. Oh,
so
they weren't aware of it.
They were not aware.
Wow.
Preparation, installation, and finish are exactly why they'll be able to join themselves. Done right, did right, good. So, folks, whether it's kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, or even replacement windows and doors, as always, you have our word to treat you right. It's done right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
If you're hit with a property catastrophe, fire, flood, mold, crime, unattended death, meth labs, asbestos, don't
just pick up Google and find someone in restoration. Search engine results don't always give you the best companies. In fact, when it comes to restoration, I can almost assure you that most of the companies are ripoffs. That's why I highly recommend American Restoration. Rock and his team have years of experience, knowledge, and they have the EPA certifications you need to get rid of that nasty stuff. They can mitigate floodwaters and poisons and toxins within hours. They can start your road back to normalcy and help you in the rebuild if you want. They'll do as little or as much as you want, and they work with all major insurance. Online at AmRest247.com, AmRest247.com. That's AM stands for American Restoration. The number, 8337-AM-REST. Looking for countertops. Well, a lot of people try to decide, do I want man-made materials? Do I want natural stone? Whatever it is, the Art of Granite has it, and you'll get it for wholesale. They'll also tear out and haul away free. They'll do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen, and guess what? For a limited time, they have some free sinks available with your package. TheArtofGranite.com, 303-386-5919. They'll also give you a price on the phone, 303-386-5919.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no one...
It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And because their home sales have more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. It takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing announcements. If you're thinking about selling, or just...
Pat did not think he would be a good resource from what I described the question to be. Now, I'm not great at those questions.
It's a privately held, okay.
I told him a privately held company, what's a stockholder's rights? He says, I don't know that I'm a good resource for that.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C.
IBS with a plug.
It's a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you with more frequent and health movements and helps relieve
Yeah, I mean, there really is no such thing as privately held company that sells stock. I mean,
came out that way. Pun intended.
To their employees, maybe they can.
Wouldn't it be a partnership as opposed to stock?
These operating companies were private.
Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Should I let Jeff go?
It's not
or Pat? Sorry, I told him Jeff on the phone. I felt bad. Because Jeff always an asshole, right?
Tom Martino here. Time for
an insurance checkup. Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000. They'll tell you. They'll look at your coverage, see if you have enough replacement coverage, see if you're not underinsured because so many people in the Marshall fires are finding they're underinsured. Plus, they'll see what you're paying and see if you're paying too much. Usually, they can increase coverage and lower cost. CompassInsuranceGroup.com, 303-996-9000. Selling stock in a private company is not as simple as selling stock in a public company, as I'm reading in Investopedia. Employees or investors can sell the public company shares through a broker, okay? But to sell private company stock, it represents stake in a company that is not listed. The shareholder must find a willing buyer. So it's not regulated per se. A sale of a private stock, however, must be approved by the company that issues the shares. It doesn't talk about, by the way, what's really weird, it doesn't talk about regulation on this. So I wonder, can somebody just sell parts of their company? According to this, they can. And, geez, I didn't think you could. It says, yes, privately, this is another source I'm reading, that privately owned companies can sell shares. But how does it work? I can't read it while they're on the air. They issue stock to raise funds. The company will sell stock to private investors. Many also give stock to employees to promote loyalty. For investors, the primary incentive is that they can grow at a high rate of return. If the company is successful and they do an IPO, that stock could make significant gains. Private companies don't have to issue quarterly or annual financial reports to investors. Private companies are usually smaller, which means fewer total shares. Public stock exchanges won't sell them. Private stocks are usually less liquid, more difficult. Wow. So apparently, I guess it's not as regulated as I thought, Andrew. And the rights are whatever the agreement was when you got the stock. Did you buy the stock, Andrew, or was it granted to you?
I purchased it. It was part of our previous company merged with another company, and so as part of the deal in coming over, they offered some stock for those managers that were coming over. And I guess my whole question, I want to keep the stock, but in the beginning, we were having like annual meetings to kind of discuss the financials of the company, and I think over the COVID issue, it kind of dropped off. But I just didn't know if you can actually go to the company and say, hey, I want to see these, and if you have a right to.
No, you don't. Nope. You only have a right that was promised to you when you bought them, in writing.
Okay.
Whatever the offer said. You don't automatically have a right. Nope.
Okay.
Not according to what I'm reading.
All right.
I'm not, by the way, I want to make this clear. I don't know your situation, so I really can't tell you. Let me put it this way. According to what I'm reading, most private companies can issue stocks under any circumstances and terms and conditions they want. And if you buy under those terms and conditions, that's your contract with them.
I see. Gotcha. All right. I appreciate it.
How much did the stock cost you?
About $25,000.
Okay. Is it a good company?
Yeah. It's.
Did they tell you they would eventually be going public?
No. At this point, it's.
What was the upside? Do you get dividends, or were you going to sell it? What's the upside of this stock?
Yeah, is getting dividends.
Do you get dividends?
And then, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, that's the answer that I found. And William, what's on your mind? Hello, William. I'm Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, William. What's going on?
Well, September 21st, semi came through the lot next door, a parking lot, hooked a guy wire.
Uh-oh. You know what? We had that happen. It wasn't Excel that did it, somebody else. And they pulled down some masts. Hold on. We'll come back to you. You can collect for that if you can prove it and show it. Hold on, and we'll talk about it.
Those bastards did not fucking call me back.
I'm telling you, call the troubleshooter.
They suck.
Well, give him time. You only spoke to him an hour ago, Tom, right?
They said they were going to call in 10 minutes.
Oh, you didn't tell us that part.
I would have figured they was lying when they said that.
What I love is that Ideal Home Loans is a mortgage company, but helping home buyers. And in this market, we need all the help we can get. And all they have to do is log on to idealhomeloans.com. And I'm telling you, it's amazing, this home scouting report. And you even have something to help new home buyers get ready to buy. Idealhomeloans.com for your next Ideal Home Loan. 303-867-7000. Also on my referral list at referralist.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Okay. Time to take a walk.
The Labor Department's January jobs report smashed expectations. Economists thought growth would be modest, but the private sector added 467,000 jobs last month. President Biden speaking at the White House.
Oh, yeah, he's going to take credit for all these jobs.
Absolutely. Of course he is. I would.
Listen.
truly a strong recovery and opportunity.
What, those 300,000 jobs they found?
Competition is underway at the Olympics.
No, I'm just glad
Build back better.
Trump
How
primed
many
the
times
pump.
are you going to say build back better?
He thinks it's a tongue twister.
People finally did get out and get the job, man.
Look at Bryden praises himself for strong John's report. Well, to be fair, he would have been blamed if it wasn't good.
Yes,
so.
true. Yeah.
That's not true.
Either way it went,
He would have been blamed.
Trump would have been blamed.
Either way it went, somebody was going to say his name.
Okay, we are poised for a recession, 4% unemployment. Look at him.
Two teenagers faced murder charges following a shooting outside a Minnesota school.
Two suspects, a 19-year-old and 18-year-old, in custody for the Richfield, Minnesota shooting that left 15.
We've come back stronger. Yeah, that's because I built back better. I did it. I did it.
Well, they all do that, Tom. Let's be fair.
Thank you. It's no different than any other politician.
Exactly.
Yeah. Take the victories where you can. And,
absolutely.
Anybody want any coffee or anything?
No, but I'll get you some.
Well, there's probably some out there, isn't there?
No, I'll get you some.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns,
Actually, I'll walk out there with you. Maybe they do. But we'll find out. Okay. To all the girls I love.
Bottle of water won't hurt if you could.
You got it. Doc, you want something?
I'm good, thanks.
No ghetto juice, nothing.
New program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest. Resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. K-How News Time, 11:03.
Mandates are expiring around Metro Denver's COVID numbers ease. Denver's is no longer in effect as of today. Denise Nicholson is with the Colorado Restaurant Association.
Without the public health policies in place, most restaurants are not going to require masks. Now that said, some restaurants will ask you to wear a mask.
Schools and child care facilities in Denver will still enforce those guidelines. A mandate put into place for Arapahoe and Adams counties expires at the end of today. Jefferson County Public Officials voted yesterday to tentatively end mask mandates on February 18th. A milestone for safety. Now, Attorney General Bill Wyder says the anonymous tip line used to report threats to students has produced more than 100,000 of them over the last 20 years.
I am convinced Safe to Tell has saved lives. We know that we've received tips that, if not acted on when they're acted on, lives could and likely would have been lost.
Weiser says the number one category for reports is suicide threats. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, traffic. This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor.
Right now, we're taking a look at I-25. There was an earlier crash coming off of northbound I-25 onto northbound 225. That seems to be improved, but an accident in the backups on northbound I-25 near Bellevue with slow traffic starting around Orchard. Once you get past 225, your speeds improve. A little bit of heavy traffic then northbound I-25 between Alameda and 6th Avenue, but overall it's a pretty decent drive. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies today, a high reaching 38, tonight low 2, and it's sunny and dry for the weekend. 44 on Saturday, 37 on Sunday. Currently, it's 28.
Make their home yard getaway. As a token of their appreciation, the Broadmoor is extending exclusive rates to their Colorado neighbors for the month of February with their Colorado Appreciation Offer. It's all here just a short drive away. Visit Broadmoor.com today.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website at KurtCambier.com for your free portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment.
That's the other one.
That's because.
What do you use for, like, your balance
I asked
sheet?
Susan Ryman what the rate was.
Where's mine at?
And she said it's 55 for 30.
See who you are?
Yes.
Is that not correct? Is that not correct?
Oh, shit. I'll get it. I'm sorry, dude.
No, I got it.
No, I got it.
I want to walk in.
He was bugging me. Kevin was chatting my ear off. You want water or dew?
Just water, man. Water.
Okay. Right, she just told me that. She just told me that. So she apparently is not aware of the rate. All right, I'm sorry. No. Right. I'm sorry. Yeah. From now on, I just tell people to check. Okay, thank you. I'll see you.
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Family. That's family. Enter it now at KL.com. Keep listening to it with a 12K a day.
Who was that?
Thank you, sir. What? Where? Oh.
One of my salespeople for a client, because she's claiming I quoted the wrong rate, which I knew because I know what you pay, what I pay.
Yeah, but no one else pays that. If you don't book it, they're not going to get that through like John or anybody. You follow what I'm saying?
Not John, I'm talking about regular salespeople.
They don't quote that. They pay way more, dude.
Hi. Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. I'm Tom Martino here to help you. This hour brought to you by Sentry RV. New and used RVs right up north of the city near Longmont. It's right on I-25 and exit 240, right along Frontage Road there. They have extraordinary deals. Even in this time of low supply, they have great supplies. And they'll buy your RV if you don't want to buy one, or you can trade it, get high trade-in values. SentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. Kevin Calkins with us from Sheridan Auto Tech. He's with us as our auto expert. By the way, we are talking cars today. And speaking of RVs, Brian has an RV question about repairs. Go ahead, Brian. What's going on? And then I'll go back to William, who said there was a power line taken down, and we're going to talk about the damage. Go ahead, Brian.
Hi. Thanks for taking me.
Yes.
I recently received some wind damage to my Class A RV.
Yeah.
And I took it into this place to repair the awning, and then I have some slide cover awnings that were also damaged.
Where'd you take it?
The place is called Best Auto and Motorhome in Inglewood.
Okay.
And it was actually recommended to me by, I can't think of the name of the dealer right now.
Okay, so what went wrong? Did anything go wrong at Best Auto and a Motorhome?
Well, I can't say that anything exactly went wrong, but the awnings were never looked at. They said their awning guy is no longer available.
Well, were you charged for it?
No, but I asked them to do a couple other things like service the generator, and the moral of the story is my final bill was about $3,000, $1,200 in batteries and battery replacements, repacking some bearings.
Well, are you saying you didn't need any of that stuff?
I'm not saying I didn't need it. I'm saying that I was never asked if I wanted to proceed with it. I was just told it was done. You owe $3,000.
And not only that, but they didn't do what you wanted.
Right. Yeah. I'm actually picking it up there and driving it directly to another place that's going to look at the awnings.
Okay, so here's what I need to know. The stuff that you needed, did you really need it?
I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know.
$3,000. How old is this Class A?
2013.
And how many miles on it?
About 33,000.
And what did they replace for the $3,000?
They replaced my 2 coach batteries, my 1 engine battery, which had been replaced the year before. They repaired windshield washer nozzles, clean and repack front wheel bearings with seals. Bearings
I mean, now I believe Did you get an initial estimate? I believe that falls under the Auto Repair Act, Kevin. They can't just go ahead and do it.
You can't just fix a car and give them a bill.
No. Did you get an initial estimate?
No.
Did you? Okay, well, then they were supposed to call you. They're not supposed to just... And did you have it towed in or drive in?
I drove it in.
Well, then how do these guys... They, and from what I can tell, it sounds like they violated the Auto Repair Act. They could have only charged like $100 or $125 without your consent. Did you pay them?
I did.
How?
Debit card.
Does your debit card allow you to withdraw payment?
I'm not sure. I've never
Listen,
tried.
I'm not saying they didn't do the work or it's not worth it. I'm saying that they did a shady job that way. They should never have done that.
Okay.
Why don't you try first? Call back and say, listen, I never was given an opportunity to approve that work.
Okay.
And under the Auto Repair Act, when I drive something in, I'm supposed to get a written estimate. And then to increase that estimate, I'm supposed to get a phone call, and you're supposed to note the date and time and manner of approval. And I want to know why you went ahead without my approval. I mean, it's kind of weird because you already paid, and if you needed the stuff, you needed it, but I don't like the way they did it.
Right.
Kevin, what do you have?
Yeah, depending on the gross vehicle weight, he may or may not be covered by the...
You're right, Class A. What's the weight?
8,500.
He's above that. You have a Class A...
26,000 pounds.
How much?
26,000.
Yeah, you're not covered.
Oh, okay.
It still would be good business practice to give an estimate, but man, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, they call him and say, "Oh, by the way, you took your RV in, and here's the bill, $3,000," and you say, "Okay, good. I'm not good, but okay." But you didn't fix the awning. What else didn't they fix?
There was a gap in the windshield that they were at the top of the windshield where they were unable to fix it too. Same story. They had a windshield guy.
Well, hold on. I want to. Do they remember you asking about the awning and the windshield?
Oh yeah, it's written on the.
And then did they say why they didn't address it?
They said they'd no longer have access to someone to do that type of work.
Even the awning?
Correct.
But don't you? That was the main reason you brought it in. God, these guys sound moronic. Best auto and motorhome, but I'm not sure there's anything. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's talk to Arnett. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to go back. You're right. That one I left off with. Brian. I'm sorry, Brian. William, I mean. William, so we left off, and you were telling me about the XL Energy and the wire. Who ran into the wire, William?
It was a gravel truck.
A gravel, okay. And then what happened?
A fuel spill, a hazmat, fire department, police department.
Hold on. And did they also take down the power line?
That power pole, and then the one in my yard was leaned over. The cable would not break. The anchor would not pull, and you had the immovable object, the irresistible force. They repaired it. They got the job done. 4 boom trucks out here.
That's XL Energy. You're talking about XL.
I required them to come back the next day. They only got 1 phase of the 2-phase or the 3-phase power up, but they did well. They got it going. Last Friday, guy appears, a subcontractor of XL, and explains to me his logic. It's, the reason for his visit is to find out why they haven't heard from the meter in the last 2 months. I told him, well, it probably has something to do with that. Go ahead and look on the pole. That's where it exists. He comes back 5 minutes later, says it's not on the pole, and insists it's in your house. Well, I know where it was, and I agree it's no longer on the pole, but it was there. When they put the thing back together, they omitted that meter.
What was that meter for?
The electrical out of the power for the house.
Why wasn't it on your house, by the way?
This is the way it was built in 1960, Tom.
I get it. But did they upgrade it now and put it on your house?
No, sir. I was told.
Do you not have a meter now? Did they just leave out the meter completely?
Absolutely, but they're making it my problem.
In what way?
I was told. First thing I did was call the 1 if you got a problem, 3 if you. And I talked to a very nice lady who I abused to begin with, Melissa. Told her what my problem was. That they insist upon coming into my house looking for something that didn't exist on a day when it was very snowy, and my wife doesn't appreciate visitors anyway. She wants to clean her house.
So listen, right now, but the meter is your problem, okay? It is. And it should be on your house. And if it was damaged, it does need to be upgraded, and it does need to put on your house. So they're correct. Where you have a problem is the gravel company needs to pay you for it.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Okay, I want to take the stance that I am a very rich individual, and I'm in Europe for this whole deal. So the truck came, it hit my house, took my power down, all was replaced. I had no part in any portion.
No, I get it. You're right.
They took away the meter.
Right.
Okay, now, here's the procedure I've been told. They, by the letter of the law, you're right. By common sense, you're wrong. Now, let me tell you why. I believe, in my opinion, that those people, there were 4 people out here, I believe their goal was to get my power back up. I believe someone stated that was probably an ancient way of metering my power, shouldn't be replicated, and did whatever they did by removing it. Nobody at any time ever asked me for direction. I had no idea.
But William, listen, William, you know, I understand about common sense, but seriously, I want to say something because I went through this. If anything happens to your meter, and if it's remotely mounted like it was, they're not allowed to put it back that way. Okay? They're not.
I understand, but they need to have that meter in hand and not tell me by means of indirect email possible tampering. This is where this went.
I don't even know what that means, possible tampering. William, they acknowledge that a truck knocked it down, right?
I have a police report from the federal.
Good.
Yeah,
and so they left you without power. Is that what you're saying?
No, I have power, but I've been given the ultimatum to provide them with this phantom meter that I don't know where it exists.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Do they claim you removed the meter?
It's my responsibility one way or another.
No, I didn't ask that. Are they saying, William, please, man, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. You don't have to convince me. I am asking you, is Excel accusing you of stealing the meter, or do they acknowledge it was part of the accident and taken away?
They do not make such an acknowledgement.
Do they say, William, you removed your meter, therefore you need to replace it? Is that what they're saying to you?
They said I needed to file a claim application through their claims department.
That's right.
And I have done such a thing. Under valuation of this claim, I have no idea because they won't tell me what a meter's worth. Their program, their policy, Tom, is I will hire, under their direction, their specifications, an electrical contractor.
Right.
He will place my...
Right.
Hang on a minute. He will place that meter wherever they're said, and they'll reimburse me. Tom, I don't want to play subcontractor.
Okay.
I don't want to play...
All right, William. I understand, William. I understand. Let me explain something. I understand you don't like what happened. You were a victim. I totally understand it. But I'm going to tell you, as someone who went through this, I'm going to tell you that a third party ripped off the post and the meter. It had to be done through one of our electrical contractors. They got the permit. They hung the meter. They issued a bill. Then Excel paid the bill and went after the trucking company, or you submit it to the trucking company and they pay it directly. I understand that you don't like it and it's not common sense. I also understand that I don't like it and it's not common sense. But I'm going to tell you a fact of life, William. If you do not do it, they're not going to replace it.
bigger issue, Tom. Bigger issue. Take my personal thing out of the way and ask yourself if this guy wire, which exists in a aisleway of a major business, protected only by a 6-inch high curb, has been hooked by 2 large trucks now with problems that
William,
reoccur.
William, okay, but I see that's where Excel comes in. That has nothing to do with setting your meter. I can't tell you if it's going to happen again. Now, last time when they redid mine, they put it up higher because of it. I don't know what you want, William. They have given you the exact layout of how to do it. You don't want to go through the hassle because you were a victim. I get it. But every time we're a victim, we have hassles. When someone drives into our car, we have to go get estimates. We have to arrange repairs. We have to contact our insurance company. Do you know your homeowners may cover some of it, but you need to take the steps. I am sorry, but don't think I disagree with your sentiment. I agree with it. I'm sorry, but there's nothing you can do about the procedure.
If you've been hurt,
Mark, listen, turn that off for a second.
These guys, I'm confident that you and your case will be taken care of and treated the right way by Bell & Pollock. They've been helping injured Colorado families for over 30 years, and they're just really nice guys. Get the right representation you can feel good about with Bell & Pollock. Call them at 303-795-5900. That's 795-5900, or visit championsofthepeople.com.
All right.
Let's talk about health and getting your
arteries scanned. And you can do it through the carotid, and that tells the condition of your circulatory system. And here's the bottom line. If you have the presence of soft plaque, not calcium, soft plaque, they can direct you or refer you, or you go to your doctor, and to get rid of it, to reverse it, to stop it is covered by insurance. But for $189, you can find out if you have soft plaque. It's the lowest cost, direct diagnostic method for predicting heart disease and risk of stroke. I want to tell you something. There is no one doing ultrasound to find specifically soft plaque. They're going to tell you about calcium and things that don't matter. Please call Core Scans, 720-740-2663. 720-740-2663. CoreScans.com. Now let's talk about going out and shopping for a home. It's very competitive right now. And if you want to have a leg up on the competition, be a cash buyer. And you can do that with Ideal Home Loans. What you do is you go right now to Ideal and you get not qualified, approved. You're actually approved for a certain amount of money. You just find the house that fits it and you close. You don't go through the loan process. It's done. IdealHomeLoans.com with their pre-approval and the interest rate guarantee. So when you close, you have a 2-year guarantee that if rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. And here's the other thing. Once you close again or refi, you get another 2-year guarantee. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Allen with Restore Osteo of Colorado. What activity would you enjoy if your knees didn't hurt? Have you wondered if there's an alternative?
You left us alone, kids. Want to tear up the room?
Yeah. Any of our 5 convenient locations in Golden, Aurora, Orton, Colorado.
Oh, man.
Begin your journey to healthy mobility and healthy living. Visit RestoreOsteo.com today. That's RestoreOsteo.com.
No one appreciates the American dream as much as Romanian immigrant Mitch Fleury.
Not right now, especially.
With just $300 in his pocket, started Art of Granite, now serves the entire Front Range and mountain communities. A direct stone importer who passes
the whole coast
onto his customer for all countertops. Completed in
it's helping us. I mean, we're busy.
Bathroom free, kitchen done, tear out, and haul away free.
Yeah, but
on the phone, 303
You told me, and
If you are an insurance company, dictate your settlement. If you've been impacted by the recent wildfires, call 800.
I was hoping Jeff Vick would come in today because I want to see if he's still wearing shorts when it's 3 degrees.
of course he is.
I got my winter shirt
I see that. No jacket, but you got your winter shirt.
The sun's out. It ain't that cold.
But you and Jeff both are telling me that I should not even try to fix that.
That Mercedes?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not big on European cars, you know, especially they start getting some age to them. And
it's so damn expensive. I had an Audi for a little while. I sold it back.
Yeah.
Everything was so damn expensive. Same with an Infiniti.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, the only way to own one is through some sort of a service contract.
Mm-hmm.
I know I talked to my little brother about that. They like the 7 Series BMWs for their company cars as engineer, and they just buy a maintenance contract with it. So basically, every 3-4 months, whatever, they just
brother in.
He's an engineer.
Of course, company cars.
Yeah. You know. But that's part of the compensation.
I'll give you a nice ride.
Yeah, they enjoy it.
I would.
The best part about it is you get a loaner when you drop it off.
Oh, right.
You know, so every time he needs to go travel somewhere, he magically brings his car in for service. So he's driving a 21 or 22, you know.
While he's out on the truck.
That's a great idea. They give him a loaner, right?
Yeah, taking the kids to college, whatever it is, yeah.
That's a smart thing to do. That works.
But if whatever it needs is covered through the maintenance contract through BMW, so and I'm sure it costs them a lot to get that contract. That's the winner ship. That's what the car costs for a year. So we book it and move on.
For your Friday, temperatures today in the upper 30s, so still below average, but with sunshine and light wind, it should feel pretty good.
Okay, hold on.
Weather team meteorologist.
No.
With low-cost Medicare prescription copays at Walgreens, you won't have
I can go fisticuffs, buddy. I'll take all 3 of you.
easy prescription delivery options for either
Doc
one.
trip you get on the center and
Fuck it, I'll just hide behind Kevin.
Have you seen those Medusa ads?
Oh yeah, those are cute.
I fucking love those.
That girl is wicked.
Wouldn't you love that if you could just look at it? Would be bittersweet. All right, 303-713-8255.
Don't forget, 303 Martino works on and off the air. You realize even over the weekend we take people's complaints constantly? Honest to God, I have called so many businesses on the weekend it would blow you away. Now, did we leave off on anything particular, Tom? Do you remember? Sometimes these spot blocks.
Have right here. Hold on. The gravel truck, and he was the last one.
He hung up. I think Aaronette is next.
Yeah, that's Aaronette. And so Aaronette wants to talk about A+ Appliance. Now, it's been a while since we heard. Was that the one we used to hear all about, A+, or what one? What was it, that appliance company that sucked, Mark? You went and visited them.
Oh, they threw stuff. Action. I walked in there to serve them for a caller. Remember that? And I had them on Facebook Live, and all of a sudden they started throwing boxes at me.
Really?
Oh, my God. It was, it didn't hurt or anything, but that's the first time that's happened.
Aaronette, what happened to you?
Hi. So my husband and I went and found them. They were advertising stuff on Facebook Marketplace. And so my husband set up, and we went and picked it up from them. We ended up borrowing a truck so we could bring it home. And
what piece was it? What appliance was it?
We got a washer and a dryer.
Oh, okay. Were they used? They were used.
Well, they did tell us that it had a 1-year warranty and that they had both been checked and were in great working condition when we got them.
Okay.
So we brought them home. Neither of them worked properly. The dryer doesn't heat at all, and the washer within the first load was throwing a sud air because it said it had too much soap or something like that. Is what it looked.
What kind were they?
It is a Kenmore Elite.
And what price did you pay for this used washer and dryer?
$300.
For both?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's cheap. Okay, so I can see why you were lured. And how much will it cost to get them into operating condition?
I have no idea. They told us that they had a 1-year warranty on them.
Right.
That they would come fix them.
Did you get that in writing?
I believe it says it on the handwritten receipt they gave us. And it might say in the text messages that they had with us. Oh, it definitely says it on the handwritten receipt that they gave us.
Okay.
But
Will they fix it?
So, well, we scheduled 2 different appointments for them to come out. They gave us a time window. The guy was super rude. Scheduled
So they never came out?
No, twice they stood us up. In the middle of the day, my husband had to take off work to be here so that they could come work on them, and they stood us up twice. They told us that we would have to bring them down to the shop to get them repaired.
Oh, God.
When we bought them, they told us that a repair person would come to us to fix them. That was another reason we bought them.
Did you get any of these promises in writing where it says, on location repairs, 1-year warranty, or anything like that?
The 1-year warranty we did.
Okay. Then you may have to take them, which is totally stupid because they probably won't fix it. How did you pay them?
Through Venmo. So then I disputed it through Venmo, but Venmo wanted proof of shipment back to them. And so I told Venmo, I was like, it would cost more for us to ship the washer and dryer than we're asking for a refund for.
Isn't that crazy?
The address that they gave us to ship back to address that they gave Venmo that they wanted us to ship them to.
Wait,
was
so
not the shop address.
Venmo wants you to ship it back to them?
Ship it back to the...
They want proof that she returned them to the company.
Well, can't you get proof can't you pay someone to drop them off and get a receipt from that guy?
That's not a bad idea.
No, because they want us to ship them back to like a residential address. They didn't even want us. The address that they gave Venmo that they wanted us to ship them back to was a home address and not the shop address that we bought them from. And I messaged the guy from the shop trying to schedule a time that we could deliver them back to the shop. Because I was like, hey, we'll bring them back to you. Like, we don't want them. They don't work.
All right, we need someone to call them, okay? Why don't you hold on? Let's see if we can stop you from getting jerked around.
Are they willing to give you a refund?
No, they're not.
Think about this business plan. So you buy used appliances or sell them for $300. They don't work. They have a 1-year warranty. But in order to get them fixed, you got to ship them back to the place. It costs like $500.
Or drop them off. Bob, welcome to the show, Bob. What's going on, man?
It's chilly out there, though? Yeah.
Bob?
Well, put some damn clothes on,
hey,
man.
Bob.
What do you think this is? Huh?
Whoa. Okay, I better put Bob's... Sue, see when we can get Bob's attention and see if he put those clothes on.
I hope so.
As Tony said. Oh, he's ready? Okay, Bob. Hey, Bob, what's going on, man?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Can
what's
you hear me?
happening? What's happening? I can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me. I was hoping perhaps I hear a lot about this ESG issue. Wondering if you could
tell me what you mean.
On
Hold on, bro. Tell me what you mean by ESG.
Energy, social, and something else. There's a new score that's being promoted by
Are you saying
large banks and large...
Let's get the letters right. You're talking Edward, Sierra, Golf, ESG?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
It says it's a rating that measures a company's exposure to long-term environmental, social, and governance risks.
Oh, my God. Environmental, social, government risks. I get it. ESG.
It must be a conservative thing.
ESG.
No, actually, it's a very liberal thing.
Yeah, he was joking. Here's what it means. If you want, it's usually for investors. So, do you want a company that is into climate change and social inequality and racial injustice?
No. Or do you want a company that makes money?
Oh, Mark,
yes,
it's not
the
fair.
latter.
That's not fair to say. But anyway, here's the thing.
Look, I think this is an effort to control people and to take away freedom.
Well, what it's
saying
saying
the recommendation is to go.
It's saying that they're going to give you an ESG score to make you submit to their, way of life. You have to believe what they believe.
Yes.
Well,
it exists already.
That's the issue.
And
So
the recommendation is the big banks are already on it, and the recommendation is to go to independent banks, savings and loans, banks that support farmers. And I was wondering if you knew of any banks in Colorado.
Are you saying to me, though, this is not fair either, come on. Are you saying to me that someone who cares about their ESG score is not a good company?
No, but they will also, if they believe your ESG score is not what it should be, they'll refuse loans. They'll refuse to do business with you.
And who gives out
you
this,
to accept their version of what environmental.
Who gives out this score for environmental, social, and government rating? Who gives this out?
I don't know. It's just it's a policy that's being adopted by the big banks. It's going to be adopted by, I imagine, by the Fed, which is going to attempt to consolidate all banking through the Fed.
Listen, man, we are in an era right now, I'm telling you, where I'm going to say this, and I hope it offends people. The most staunch, stubborn, closed-minded people are those who preach diversity. Those who preach diversity are the most undiverse people in the entire world. They demand a certain think. They don't really want diversity. What diversity really has come to mean is you better be diverse the way we say you are. And that goes for these scores. But it is a way. It is a way of forcing companies to do what they want. It's just like, listen, like social media decides who gets to publish based on what you're saying. You see, people don't understand that our thoughts are being controlled.
If you look
more and more and more and more and more.
Here's an example of a real rating. So this is Amazon, AMZN. It has an average MSCI ESG score. So to answer your question, Tom, MSCI creates these. I don't know what that stands for. But theirs is a BBB. While Amazon leads in corporate governance and privacy and data security, the e-commerce retailer has an average product carbon footprint that scores poorly. So there you go.
It's really absolutely a way to control people. That's what it is. So I don't know what to do about it, Bob, but I think I hadn't thought about it before you brought it up.
I never heard.
And so ESG...
It's funny, though, when you think of investing, most people are going, okay, I'm saving them up for my retirement. I mean, where do you want to invest? You want to invest in a company that's purely has a good ESG score?
Well, I won't.
Or do you want to make some money?
Yeah, but I don't want to invest, even if it makes me good money. I don't want to invest in companies that pollute.
Well, I won't invest in tobacco companies.
Yeah, no, or cruelty, or animal cruelty, or no. I don't mind socially minded, or I go a step further. I don't want to get into it right now, but there are certain contractors for the government I won't invest in. But listen, man, this whole thing, there's nothing wrong with it. My problem is ESG, it doesn't sound like it's scientifically based. It sounds like it's, well, let's see if we like these guys or not.
KHOW Denver.
Did you get that?
Yeah. What's his problem? He doesn't want to.
It stops there because I said, just tell him I devoted totally because that was bottom of the line around Christmas time recorded.
Right now we're looking at a delayed northbound.
God, it scared me for half a minute. But now you get the deal.
Check this place out. You
Not
got
only
the
that,
off here.
but there's a commission built into it.
Oh, absolutely.
Not really.
Where is that?
That's the best auto RV. The guy had his RV.
Ooh, look at that gem.
You have only Paragon.
Look at this place.
That's the only spot we have.
Dirt lot, but you can't even pull them inside the building.
Look at that. Look at that gem.
It's a collector, though.
It's a collector. It looks like it's a collector.
It's a CRV place that hit it for $3,000.
For 100 years, AAA has been
Well, I do my stuff in there right away.
Back there. Gravel lot. I mean.
All right, check it out. Paragon Services.
Tom's looking at me already because he says, don't start off spots with check it out. It's a habit. I'm trying to break it, but here's the real deal. When I had hail damage in my house, my insurance company, my homeowner's insurance said, Mark, you have no damage. I called up Matt with Paragon Services about, I don't know, 3-4 months later, I had to check for $70,000. If you were affected by these fires or have any issue on a commercial policy, a building policy, or your homeowners, you need to get Matt involved. He'll look at it for free, make sure it's a fair offer, and if it's not, he only gets paid a small percentage on what he collects over what you were already offered. 719-726-0020 works the entire state. 719-726-0020.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
This is not the time to have heating issues. Call Fix It 24/7 now for help. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. For just $24, get a Fix It Pro in your home to diagnose any heating issue. If you authorize repairs, they'll credit you the $24. Find small problems now before they become big ones, and avoid the supply chain issues and inflated prices. Fix It 24/7 online at fixmyhome.com. That's fixmyhome.com.
Michael Brown here for American Financing. You know, we talk a lot about the economy, and you and I both know that we're facing uncertain times. But in the meantime, you might be sitting on a lot of equity in your home. I think it's time you talk to some of my personal friends.
I do not think color fucking matters. I don't think ethnicity. I think most people is the almighty dollar.
It's a meritocracy. Whoever you think is the best coach
He's
for your
agreeing
team.
with you. He didn't know what that
Yeah.
No, I knew what it meant. I just wanted to make sure he knew what it meant.
I still think, Mark, people care. If people treated puppies like shit, or if they were against blacks going to college, or nobody's going to invest in those companies.
You're in a totally different subject.
No, we're talking about the
coach for NFL. I'm saying it doesn't matter if they're blue, purple, green, anywhere. It's whoever wins the game.
That's exactly right. I agree.
And they had a black coach. They hired Vance Joseph. Besides that, they have a history of never having a black coach on the team, right? I mean, how do you say that? How do you say that they're not?
But you can't argue it took a long time, even to get black quarterbacks. I mean, we might have more black quarterbacks now than there's white quarterbacks. I don't know the answer to that, but it took a long fucking time, guys.
Yeah, folks were getting signed for quite a while.
You know what Talib told me years ago? He was sitting in my house a couple of years ago with Belinda, and he said something I never thought about before. He said, you know, most very successful black people, and I don't know if it's true anymore. I don't remember how long ago this was, Talib, but he said most very successful or rich black guys were generally coming out of sports. You don't see them like, big business leaders, stuff like that. It was generally either entertainment. Meaning actors, or sports. And I never thought about that. And at the time, that was pretty fucking true.
Well, that's because
he thinks you're afraid to answer the question, and it's an intelligent question about a bank with ESG scores or something.
Oh, yeah.
What is the context? I didn't know he had another question. I thought he wanted to.
All right, he's on board. I haven't
tell him.
They make their money.
He asked back.
Okay.
I was right here in Colorado with a mega $1 million software company. Sold at that point.
Look at what's his name on Shark Tank? The Fubu guy. David. Fuck, man, he's worth almost $1 billion.
Came up out the street.
Oh, big time.
Out of the trunk of his car.
Actually, everyone on that show pretty much did. They're all self-made.
The only rich black people I knew were all doctors, and they were doing pretty well.
Well, that's because you were a doctor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there were a shitload of them.
But none of them were blue chip.
No, but for a long period of time, really, it was just athletes and actors. That was it. That was very true. I believe that's changing, but it was very true. And I just never kind of thought about that. Because I don't, who knows what we were talking about. And I said, there's lots of wealthy black people. And he's like, yeah, but okay, who? And I'm like, Shaq. I'm like, Tiger Woods. He's like, point taken.
Point made. You can't get famous and you can name them.
Doc said he knew a lot of black doctors.
There's a lot of black
doctors. Don't get super rich, though. I mean, I'm not saying none of them.
Depends on what they're doing.
I think in general.
It depends on the specialty.
Some of my best friends are black. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK.
303-713-8255. Now, by the way, Bob did not ask his question. We got off on a tangent about this ESG score, environmental, social, and governance. And basically, there's people who decide what you deserve as a score. I don't know who these people are, but then you get a rating. And he said when you go to banks and stuff, banks are going to start using this probably to turn down loans and stuff. Anyway, Bob, sorry, you didn't get to your question. What is it?
Okay, thank you, Bob. And I've depended on you many times.
Go ahead, sir.
But it's okay. All I was asking for is to know if you have any idea of small farmers banks or independent savings and loans in Colorado.
There was a time, there were a ton of them. I did business with them, and a lot of them went out of business during the Great Recession, man. Big banks were snatching up little banks all the time. That's a good question. Maybe what we should do is put out the word and have people call up with ideas on small independent banks and stuff.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, let's do that. Anyone doing business with a small independent bank, and they like them, and they really do. I can tell you some banks, and I don't know how, when you say, what do you mean by that? Like, what kind of bank? Like, I have a bank, First Western Trust, which is a small, closely held bank. It's not a big public bank. And they only have a few offices. Is that what you mean? I mean, I don't know what
something like that.
First Western Trust is what?
It looks like Alpine Bank. I mean, Tom, I don't understand it
now,
enough,
Guarantee
but maybe.
used to be. Guarantee was locally founded and owned, and but they got quite corporate, I think, but I don't think they're terrible. And actually, I don't know, man. Local banks. I mean,
well, that's a help. That's a big help.
I'll tell you what, though. Let's put out the word. If anyone has independent banks they deal with that they love.
How about credit unions?
I don't know. Bob?
I'm not big on banking with them.
Bob, what kind of banking are you looking for?
Well, the thing is, I know where things are going economically with banking. I know that there's a trend toward moving everything into electronic currency with the Fed. And
not just with banks, man, with everyone.
With everyone. And if there are small individual banks that may not have to adhere to the ESG score or are not down with making people embrace the CRT ideology, I'm just
what does
curious
CRT have to do with anything?
Well, that would be the social.
Yeah, but why would a bank even? How does that even enter into banking?
It doesn't particularly. It's a way of identifying people as being on board or not on board with what the government is doing to begin the control of the population. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I know enough about it to know that.
Can I ask you something seriously? And I always say this. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but that's the God's honest truth. I want to ask you something. Sure. Do you think government was trying to over-control 3 years ago?
I think it's been in the process.
Do you think, though? I'm just going to ask straight out. Do you think it was? Do you think the government was on the same?
20 years ago, 20 years ago, the president of the Czechoslovakia gave a big speech and said the environmental movement is now the new communist movement. It's a way, all of the things that are being done are designed to control the population.
Well, going to your question, I want to say this, and you might be shocked I say this.
I got to take a break. I'm getting an emergency signal to take a break.
The biggest government overreach
Mark doesn't care.
in my entire life was Donald Trump shutting down this country. Like it or not, it was the biggest overreach ever, and now we know from Johns Hopkins University it was a waste of time.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only
come into the building, restaurants couldn't be open.
That was local health departments. Trump did the shutdown?
Trump shut down.
Well, it was under Trump.
Well, the whole country shut down under Trump. I don't care how you want to look at it. He should have never done it.
Let me just tell you something, you guys. Every night now I'm doing a reading. I am becoming a fucking radical when it comes to race. I can't even believe how they define Caucasian. There's no such thing.
How is it defined? White?
No. At first.
Tom, I'm not going to open my mouth. I'm just going to listen.
There's no okay. They pick people from. There were people from different parts of the fucking world that happen to share skin tone. Nothing else. And they were thrown into Caucasian.
Like Arkansas.
Why? They weren't culturally the same. Oh my God. Don't get me going. Total social construct. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. Let's talk about Frank Durand, realestateman.com, who will do free market valuations of your home for the asking. And I mean it.
You call and say, Frank, what will my house sell for? Not what will an appraisal say, not Zillow, but what will it sell for? He has 27 years of experience, and he'll put it to the test, and he'll tell you what he thinks based on 27 years of experience and current sales. Then you know, do you want to sell? Do you want to stay? Do you want to fix it up? Do you want to pop the top? Frank Durand, the real estate man. No pressure, just a free market valuation. 303-920-1622. Hey, I'm not just saying this. Someone said, Tom, are you really doing this? Yes. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies are my guys. Why? Because I have a bunch of stuff going on in retirement. I was just asking the other day, what should I do with this plan? What should I do with that plan? And what do I do about, I don't know, do I need long-term care? And then what about my business, or what about this? You know, I really don't have anyone looking over the whole thing. You can have a great investment counselor, or you may want them to do it. Here's what I love about Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. They do as much or as little as you need, and they charge accordingly, and they're totally transparent. All you have to do is call them for an appointment. They'll meet via video. They'll even come to you. You can go to them, rpcenter.com, rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211, and that's rpcenter.com.
So, there is no, you know what? You automatically feel, well, there must be something to races, just like there's something to, I don't know. You start thinking, well, there really are races. And then you look back as to where they came from. Do you know where they originally came from? The idea of different people is in the Bible. It's in the Bible. Everyone was one. They were the human race. And then according to the Tower of Babel and all that, okay, there's no explanation as to why they grouped people other than they look similar. But think about that, because now you have Polynesian and Asian. You have different kinds of, like Japanese and different types of people. What makes them look similar? It's somebody saying, "Oh, they look similar." Yeah. There's no genetic test. There's no genetic test for race. They will tell you there is. All it tells you is what area of the world you were. Then they tell you. Then that computer assigns a race to it, but it doesn't mean.
According to the dictionary, it's just characteristic of one of the traditional racial divisions of humankind, marked by fair to dark skin, straight to lightly curled hair, and
that right there is solid, rock solid crap. I know, but I'm just telling you. That's the crap. That's the crap fucking hair.
Hair.
Yes.
Curly hair.
I was just reading it.
No, I know.
I wasn't at you, Doc.
Okay.
I was saying that right there. That what you're reading is the crap.
Did anyone ever? Is there a book? I mean, I've been reading articles and shit, but is there a book, The Origin of Races? Because I don't look. Because man, I'm to Doc. Did you take anthropology?
No.
Tom, it's not a single book, but there are several writings that go back in history and break down what was going on when people started doing this madness. And it was all about power and control and money.
Okay. Through etymology,
Well, etymology is the origin of words. Etymology is within
No, this is why the word race interpreted to mean an identified group of people who share a common descent.
And that goes to nationality and ethnicity.
But we all have a common ancestor going back to when human was began.
Yeah. The most diverse gene pool on this planet comes up out of Africa. Yeah. As you start moving away from Africa, the gene pool starts.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't want to.
You and I had the same mother.
I don't want to get spiritual on you, but
right?
Right? Hey guys, you know, anthropologists say you went right to that Mesopotamian valley, and I don't want to get spiritual on you, but the Bible talks about that.
No, but there's no doubt that
civilization.
That was civilization, but the origin of humankind was in the Rift Valley in Africa. There's no question about
up the river, back up the Nile away.
Yeah, but the Rift Valley. Yeah. There's no question that's where humans began. And then civilization began in the Fertile Crescent because they started agriculture.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's keep going here. And Aronette called earlier. We put him in touch with Smarty Marty, or put her in touch with Smarty Marty. And what's going on, Smarty Marty, with this appliance place?
Tom, I had the same case a month ago. Same story. They called A+ Appliance, and I told you they should be F- Appliance.
Oh.
The owner is Brian Gray. He blocked me. He's a scammer.
Okay, so A+ Appliance, this is not our first run-in with him.
This is a month ago, same story, almost the exact same story with a different consumer. So he's unreachable. And last month, the consumer went back to the storefront, and the owner was not there, but a neighbor told her the police are looking for Brian Gray also.
Oh, no. Arnett, did you deal with Brian Gray?
Yes, directly.
Okay.
And Steven Stevenson.
Steven
And it was on the same website. It was a Facebook marketplace. So our objective is to put Brian Gray out of business.
Okay, I don't blame you. We got to warn other people. Oh, thank you, Smarty Pants. So, Suze, see if you can track down a picture of this Brian Gray with A+ Appliance. This guy's bad news. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
I missed it. What happened? What did Marty say?
He said
they blocked him, and he wouldn't deal with anybody.
He had the same problem with a different person before.
Oh, he has.
Our firm, we devote our God-given skills and vast resources to helping the survivors of terrible car crashes heal and rebuild. We're believed to be the only firm in Colorado history to win 5 straight multi-million-dollar jury verdicts in crash cases. If you need our help, please give me a call at 303-907-5003 or hit DanCaplisLaw.com.
Did you ever notice that Dan Caplis never uses a noun without an adjective attached to it?
I bet that's not correct. You said never.
Almost always has some kind of flowery adjective attached to nouns.
I'm like that.
No, you're not.
I'm very articulate.
Very flowery.
What?
I'm flowery.
The fucking Caplis is always they're wonderful people. They're true heroes. They're, every time he says, about somebody, there's always some kind of flowery adjective.
My God,
it drives me crazy.
The one thing that I am so happy with Dan and my daughter working for him is she has moved from wanting to do criminal law to personal injury.
Well, of course, you'll make a fortune.
I know. I've been trying to, you don't want to you want her to learn that on her own.
Right.
How's that?
Either corporate.
You don't want to tell her, I want you doing this law.
Well, either corporate law or personal injury law, the two big income earners.
I'll tell you the worst.
Not if you're on staff corporately.
Oh, but these guys that do these mergers and acquisitions, that
Yeah,
kind
but
of stuff.
that's a firm. That's not.
You're talking like, what do you call them? The guys that raise money and shit, put those deals together. The venture capitalist attorneys.
Or the mergers and acquisitions attorneys.
Yeah. Can you imagine those documents? Some of those are fucking boxes. Just boxes. I bet if you put every piece of paper Microsoft's ever involved in, it would fill up this entire fucking building. I cannot find.
Oh my God. Trump and Jim Jordan spoke 10 minutes the morning of January 6th.
Who's Jim Jordan?
I don't know.
He's is he a representative?
Look, this is a whole new segment on it.
I still love how Mattos is gone. That's my favorite.
Why is she gone, Rachel?
Her fucking ratings suck, but she claims she's gonna focus on like a movie. A movie.
Well, they fired the head of CNN. We'll see what happens.
Actually, it wasn't.
She was MSNBC.
You know why that happened? That was because of Cuomo.
Do you remember Rachel Maddow the night that Trump won? She was fucking crying.
Oh, they all were.
Broke her down.
And did you see The View? The same thing. They were in tears.
What do you think about Whoopi being gone?
I think that's. I agree with what Ross said.
What do you say?
She shouldn't be gone, and Joe Rogan shouldn't be gone. That if you believe in free speech, you got to believe in free speech all the way around. And he doesn't believe in any of this cancel culture. I feel the same way.
Me too. It's not a bad way to think. Unfortunately, it doesn't go that way.
No, but yes, what I thought.
No, I like that.
I believe in total free speech.
In fairness.
Unless it's a.
So you're saying I should be able to yell fire in a movie theater?
No, I'm saying unless it directly harms somebody.
As long as you're the one getting trampled, it's okay.
Just don't yell it by the exit.
Dershowitz wrote a great book about. It was called "You Can't Yell Fire," and it was all about free speech. It was a great read, and he talked about where do rights come from. Think about it. Where do rights come from? You have certain rights that are defined by the society in which you live.
Societal rights, legal rights.
Try this out, fellas. There is not a law on the book that gives you anything. Every law restricts, controls.
Yes.
So when you talk about rights, you got none.
Well, no, you do have rights.
Well, they're natural, okay, but everything that we talk about.
Created right.
Well, let me ask you a question.
It's a social rights are a social construct, just like.
But do we have the quote right to judge other cultures for things that we consider to be immoral if they consider it to be their right?
Where'd that right come from?
That's my question. So if we believe our rights come from the government,
We have a right to do anything.
You
It's
believe
the
that?
law. Absolutely, it's the law that takes rights away. I agree totally.
Yeah.
We start out.
You start out free.
Doing anything
you start
we
out
want.
absolutely
Anything.
free.
It may be wrong, but we can do anything we want. Anything we want.
What I'm saying, society defines certain rights.
That's exactly. No,
So-
well, actually, they define certain lack of rights.
Okay, limitation. So do we have the ability, or do we have the quote right to judge other societies who have different societal rights than we do?
Well, I mean,
It depends if our military's stronger, quite frankly, Doc.
For example, if there's a society that believed in killing male children because there's too many men,
Or
I think
like China,
that's fucked up.
too many females.
Or whatever.
Well, why do we have a right to go in there and tell them what?
Well, I didn't say we had a right to go in there.
Well, I'm asking.
Because we have a bigger military.
Or why don't we invade North Korea then? Because they are obviously abusing what we consider to be
See,
human
the
rights.
problem with doing humanitarian enforcement around the world of our beliefs
is it has to be consistent, and if it is, then you'd be fucking attacking everyone.
Absolutely.
And we don't. We attack the weaker ones.
We've tried to. We've tried to police the world, though, and it just never works.
But we do try. And we try, but but conveniently, we only police the world when oil's involved.
Do you believe? Do you believe in our culture? We believe that societal rights,
only in Philly,
laws that we have enacted,
only
supersede what people believe.
This is over a piece of steak and a golden corral.
Did you see that video?
But in certain societies, they believe that God-given rights supersede societal rights.
Like one line, I don't know.
40 people. There was one person who was behind another. Got his steak first, even though, according to this newscaster, his was well done. The guy in front of him, they ordered it at the same time. The guy in front of him wanted his rare. The guy behind it wanted well done. And didn't understand why the guy in front was getting his first. 40 fucking people. That's why I don't go to Golden Corral. That's true.
They're still on that. Look, they're still on that phone call. Exclusive. Donald Trump and Jim Jordan spoke for 10 minutes.
They were probably debating how hot Hillary was.
How much do you really believe the country cares? Now, I'm not saying it wasn't.
They don't give a fuck
about January 6th.
They don't give a flying fuck
about the insurrection.
Don't give a flying fuck about some yahoo that put his fucking feet up on Pelosi's desk like a moron.
Okay, so who are you calling the country, Mark?
Right now, a year and a half after it happened, no one gives a shit.
Do you care about the January 6th riot? Does it really bother you? I mean, I care. I care in that I thought it was wrong. But
I'm saying a year and a half later.
Because had it been me, I'd be dead.
Well,
what do you mean you'd be dead?
No, Black Lives Matter riots. People weren't killed. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
Welcome to the show. Don't forget, Frank Duran, the real estate man. Free market valuations of your home for the asking, 303-920-1622. And that's really a true market valuation, and it'll help you decide a direction to go, buying or selling or staying put and improving. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I want to talk to Dale. He has a crypto question. Dale, what's going on?
There's a lot of snow. People ain't showing up for work because they don't want to work.
Dale, are you on with me, Dale? Hey, man.
Yes, I am.
Let's talk.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. I was wondering, I was listening to the guy talking about cryptocurrency.
Right.
And the world changing into that. I think that would be a good idea because the drug cartel and the drug dealers, they deal in cash. Wouldn't that cripple their business?
Oh, no. They're starting to turn to crypto. A lot of them are. Didn't you hear that? In fact, that's one of the fears of crypto. Cash is easier to track, and cash is easier to launder.
Oh.
I mean, excuse me. Cash is harder. I should say crypto's easier. In other words, the government is really fearing crypto because the government does control cash, and the government can trace. I said just the opposite before. And the government can bust laundering money and all that because it's a commodity that's easy. We know how much is in circulation, and we know that if you have a bunch of cash, all of a sudden you can't spend cash. I can't go in and spend 30 grand in a store without questions being asked if I brought cash with me. If I paid cash for a car, I'd be in big trouble. I mean, literally greenbacks. You have to tell where that came from. Did you know that? Yeah.
Right.
But with crypto, you don't.
But the problem, Tom, is volatility. If you say $30,000 in crypto today, tomorrow it could be worth $10,000.
Well, for sure.
That's the problem with using crypto as a currency.
I'm not suggesting we do use it. I'm saying that drug dealers love it.
Well, they don't because of the volatility.
Well, actually, they do love it because of the movability. They actually do like and the anonymity. What
drug addict on the street level will deal with crypto?
We're not talking about. I wasn't talking about the guy getting a fix. I was talking about the big movement from the cartels and stuff. You're right.
The big movement, but wouldn't that roll uphill?
Or you mean downhill?
It's the difference between a consumer and a provider.
I like the roll uphill.
Dale, I don't know the answer, but what do you think?
All the way up to the cartel.
So what are you basically saying, that cryptocurrency is a good idea because it would cut down on crime? I think just the opposite.
Huh.
I don't know. That's my feeling, but hey, I understand what you're saying. Steve the painter, is he back on? I'm so sorry I made him wait so long. Go ahead, Steve.
Tom, I got a new dinger for you.
And by the way, I'm sorry you had to wait so long. Steve the painter with Star Quality Painting. What do you mean you have a new dinger?
Well, you always wanted to listen to a new dinger. Well,
Right.
I
am tired of my. I got tired of my dinger.
These are.
Go ahead. Do you have
authentic from basically when you would all aboard on the train?
Okay.
Now listen. And I got another one.
Hold on. That's really frenetic. What's in it? Let me hear another. Is that it? Jeez. That sounds like that dinger's busy.
If I were an emperor, I'd give thumbs down to that.
I don't know. I kind of like... Okay, well, I appreciate that. Steve the painter, Star Quality Painting, he tried to find a dinger for me.
Does yours even work anymore?
It does sometimes. Sometimes.
Yeah, when you take that little blue pill.
Let's see. Dinger. See, when it comes to humor, Doc, you're not supposed to be so obvious. God almighty. And with the whole part about humor is you just insinuate things. He just comes right out, oh, take the pill. Shannon, speaking of my dinger, you have me muted. And so can you not mute me, and I'll make sure I use it with respect. 303-713-TALK. Let's seriously go to the phones. Anthony, what's going on with you? Hi, Anthony. You say the state is making you homeless.
Well, yeah, it's about to. They want to revoke my probation and put me back in jail for 2 months.
Okay, let me ask you something now. Just please, I want some background. When did you start probation?
About 2 years ago, about a year and a half.
Now, was that after coming out of jail or never going to jail?
Well, they took me to jail for a day or two, but I had bond. I don't have a criminal record, so I have
What were you on probation for? What charge?
I'm on probation for a third-degree misdemeanor.
That could be anything. What third-degree misdemeanor?
Third-degree misdemeanor. Well, I had an argument with my wife over her cancer.
Oh.
We found out she has cancer. It's a life-changing event, and the police came to the house.
Well,
I have to ask this question. Your wife tells you she has cancer. How do the cops end up there?
Yeah, that's weird. But, I mean, and really it's none of our business, but it was just curious.
Well, I waved a BB gun at her.
Oh, my God.
I can't believe you have cancer.
Wait a minute. But Anthony, seriously, you got into a fight because she had cancer?
Well, she wasn't taking her pills. She hadn't been going to the doctor. I mean, she doesn't want to hear it, okay?
Okay. In other words, you were angry that she wasn't taking care of herself.
I had thought everything was okay. I thought she was getting better, and the whole time she showed me a toilet full of bloody urine.
Oh.
And
is your wife? Are you still married or are you divorced?
No, sir. We're in the process of the 2-year divorce.
How is she doing? How is she doing with her health?
She is at the Mayo Clinic right now.
Is she doing well?
She has had 3 reoccurrences. This is her 3rd time, so it appears to be aggressive.
How long were you guys married or still married?
48 years.
Oh, you should.
Oh, my God. 48 years?
48 years, yeah.
Holy crap. Do you have kids?
I got the coronavirus here a few months ago, and I got really sick because I take immunosuppressants. So I have no immune system.
So hold on a sec.
I got really sick, and they violated my probation because I couldn't meet the terms of their plea agreement.
What was the term? Hold on. Wait, I need details. What do you mean you couldn't meet the terms?
Because I was sick. I couldn't do their...
What were the terms? What were the terms that you could not meet with COVID?
Oh, okay. Here. Let me read it to you.
What the hell is he talking
Right here. I will actively participate in, cooperate with, and successfully complete any referral, evaluation, assessment, recommended program These programs may include, but are not limited to, placement, residential, outpatient programs, counseling, or treatment, mental health, domestic violence, cognitive behavioral offense. I will sign any necessary releases of information and understand I am responsible for the cost of the treatment and services.
Okay, so what specifically over the last 2 years before COVID have you done?
Have I done about what? You lost me.
About any of those terms? Did you seek what they?
I've been taking these anger management, domestic violence classes for the year and a half.
Okay. Okay. So listen, Anthony.
Yeah.
If you've been doing it right up till you got sick, are you saying your probation officer is claiming that
Yes.
you should? That's not a good excuse.
That's not a good excuse. No, it's not.
Nah, there's something we're not hearing, Anthony. Hold on, Anthony. Your probation officer is saying we don't care if you have COVID. You still have to go out and do this.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe it either. Check this out. He wants me to report in person next week, and he just got over the Omicron virus. Over it.
Okay, well, that's fine. I mean,
it says you got to be out for 5 days. I mean, that's CDC.
Listen, Anthony, are you over the virus? Anthony, are you over the virus right now?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm still sick. I have what they call long COVID.
Are you testing positive?
I'm a long haul. No, I have not tested positive because the quick test they use doesn't work on the variant I have.
Hold on. Why don't you do a PCR test?
I've been to the hospital 3 times, and the test they've done has been the quick test. They grew a culture, but they were only checking for strep throat. They weren't checking for
Anthony. Trust me, hospitals want to find you with COVID.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and they did a PCR test at the hospital.
Well, whatever it is that I have all the symptoms. Check this out, and it's on the CDC. You can Google it.
Okay, Anthony, he thinks you're playing games.
I wonder why he thinks
your probation officer thinks you're playing games.
I know. He thinks I am. But I have all the records from the hospital.
I understand that, but you're telling me that the hospital is showing that you don't have it.
Well, the doctor, the specialist I saw said you have a virus.
Okay.
Nothing we can give you.
You're a saint, man. This guy's waving.
But Anthony, hold on, bro. Anthony,
she's in a hospital dying of cancer.
Anthony, it's really strange, though. Your probation officer, do you have weekly contact with your probation officer?
Monthly.
Monthly. And do you never miss appointments, right?
Never missed one.
All right. So how do you know he's going to violate you?
Because he filed this revocation of probation.
And, okay, he did file it. And what reason did he put down?
He put down that I refused to, let me see here. The defendant is unwilling to re-enroll into domestic violence classes.
Okay, so he didn't say, hold on, re-enroll. So he wants you to go back. So why aren't you doing it?
Well, you're right.
Why aren't you doing it?
I guess because I'm so used to being told what to do by my wife that if I don't have someone telling me what to do, I don't do it.
Well, Anthony, you're going to have someone to tell you what to do every single minute of every single day in about a couple weeks.
Bend over.
I'm trying to find out right now if they will let me re-enroll and I can start where I left off. Nobody's even mentioned that to me.
Well, I imagine your probation officer would take a phone call from you.
Yeah.
Anthony, you're trying to paint a picture that there's no way out and they're totally unreasonable. And I'm only hearing one side of the story. And you didn't call to hear this advice, but I'm going to tell it to you. You're the problem. You don't want to hear it, but you're the problem. And that's only hearing your side of the story. I know if you called your probation officer and says, you know what? I'm ready to re-enroll. I'm sorry. This whole thing is a mess. It's really, this sickness was preying on me. And, just tell him. Because I do think you were playing games. I do. And you don't want to hear it, so I don't expect you to do anything about it. And I'm not calling you out and making you feel like a bad guy. I just think you took advantage of the situation and hoped that, they wouldn't notice. But you're milking it, is what they say, milking it. We got more coming up.
You're a saint, Martino.
But probation officers can be rather assholes.
Hey, honey, I'm throwing up blood in the toilet.
Yeah, but they don't want to violate. They don't want people in jail right now.
I can relate to that.
I bet they want him in jail right now.
No, they don't want anything to do with him.
They want him in jail.
They have no choice. This guy is just putting up fucking roadblocks every place he looks. He is.
Honey, I've got cancer. Let me just say this.
Let me get my gun.
If he's been on probation for 2 years, he's never missed a meeting. He's done everything.
Let's talk about fixmyhome.com. That's the website. You can even schedule your own appointment, fixmyhome.com. Right now, an extraordinary price of only $24 to get your furnace completely cleaned and checked. They take it apart to the extent they can. Some people call that like a refurbishment. And they have a no breakdown guarantee. Now, more than ever, you need to keep these things running because of increased inflationary pricing and supply chain shortages. So for just $24, you get this service. Here's the hook, though. Listen, it's only for new customers who have not had this done. FixMyHome.com, $24. Get that furnace looked at with a no breakdown guarantee. FixMyHome.com. Now, speaking of homes, Ideal Home Loans will get you your next ideal home loan based on your circumstances. You can pick your own term loan, 15 or 30. No, you can take whatever term you want, and you can pull cash out if you want, or lower your payment, lower your term, whatever you want. Ideal will help it go through, okay? And here's what I love. They have the interest rate guarantee. Don't try to time the bottom of the market. Just close, get the lower rate, and then if rates go down, they refinance you again free of charge. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. And don't forget the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. You're approved, money set aside because they're direct mortgage lenders. And then when you find the house, bang, you're ready to close. You're approved. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. When you're looking for an investment, okay, there's all kinds of investments. There's higher risk, lower risk, moderate risk. Here's an investment that just will not fail you, okay, because it's been going on for 125 years with no losses. Become the banker. It's really a decent strategy, not magic. What you do is you buy a life insurance policy, and the government says if you pay more than the premium, why would you do that? Because the extra money goes into a cash account that grows tax-free. Why would you do that? The government wants you to contribute to your own retirement. That's why they reward you for doing it. So if you get this insurance, this small insurance policy, and overfund it, you get to use that money for yourself tax-free. You get to pay it back with interest and grow even more tax-free until your retirement. Find out more at becomethebanker.org.
Guys, are you still looking for a great...
Jam a jam.
A Jamma Brigade.
When it comes to kitchen countertops and cabinets, you're flooded with choices. But my recommendation is one choice, Art of Granite, luxury.
Yes,
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Wholesale prices on all stone and surfaces, including quartz. Pay only for fabrication and installation. And when the kitchen is done, the bathroom is free. All tear out and haul away is also free. Call now for your selection of quartz. All the latest colors. 303-386-5919. TheArtofGranite.com. Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But Good Night's Rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 smartbed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 3CP limited edition Swamp Bed plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
The secret to staying on track with your goals? HelloFresh. Their delicious recipes and doorstep delivery take the hassle out of mealtime, and their fit and wholesome plan makes eating well easier than ever. With HelloFresh, you can take your pick from 50 menu and market items each week, and even customize your box by swapping in proteins and sides that work for you. Get 63 meals plus 3 gifts. Use code Radio16 at HelloFresh.com/Radio16.
Damn it.
That's code Radio16 at HelloFresh.com/Radio16.
Colin Coward, here's what's trending from iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-Benz. In college basketball, Northern Colorado couldn't get it done last night against Portland State, while the Colorado Buffaloes were stopped by Oregon and fell to 13th in the season. The Nuggets have lost 2 in a row and will tip off tonight against the Pelicans at Ball Arena. And the 2022 Winter Olympics are underway as Team USA's mixed doubles curling squad captured the win overnight, and USA leads in figure skating after an outstanding performance from Nathan Jen. I'm Jimmy Habrett. Compact GLA proved it's not the size of the SUV in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the SUV. Learn more about the nimble and ready-for-anything Mercedes-Benz vehicle at MBUSA.com. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Stay connected with your favorite shows on Denver's Talk Station. Sign up for our newsletter email now at KHL.com/newsletter. Breaking news, weather, sports, and more from our community. That's KHL.com/newsletter.
Wow, I owned 43 cents in interest last month.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's get right through right now, and I'll get to your calls. Tony wants to talk about Rocky Mountain Motors and getting a title. This has been more. Mark, I can't believe how many people are having problems with titles. And I think part of it is, of course, there is a backlog, but I think a lot of dealers, they just don't have the titles on site. Tony, what's going on? Tony, are you there?
I wonder why we don't have better digital titles yet. There is no reason we should have paper titles on this stuff. These things should be just done and over with.
That's a good point. I have a digital registration.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot. I know Colorado does have some form of digital titles on new cars, but I mean, they should just get everything done.
Tony's was only 2.5 months, so I
that's-
kind of thought
that's
you
nothing.
would tell him it's not enough time. But
Well, he's not there, but no, it's not enough time anymore. Wally. Hey, Wally,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Well, first of all, I go back to your Father John days.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So, Wally, you must have been a child when you were listening.
Well, I felt like that compared to now.
What's going on?
Well, I tell you, it's in Excel Energy, and it's this fee-based meter versus the smart meter.
I don't know if we have a choice, do we? I think they're eventually converting everyone, right?
I think they charge you. They start charging you if they have to
Yes.
show up.
Yes, and I've reached to that point. I told them no initially, and now I got a letter that says that, they just are requesting me to exchange it for the smart meter, and that it'll only take 15 minutes.
Hey, why did you not want the smart meter, Wally?
Well, my daughter is very concerned because she says she's read stuff and that it affects your body if you're less than 40 feet away from the meter.
Oh, no. That part, I thought you were going to tell me you thought you're going to pay more. The smart metering charges more during demand times than not, and they're trying to encourage people to even out their power usage. But if you do even out your power usage, you'll actually pay less than on a regular meter. But as far as the electromagnetic pollution or the Bluetooth. I don't know what it runs on, but I've heard this before too. Listen, that's the least of your problems, Wally. I don't want to tell you. I know that I have a lot of nuts that listen to this show, and they think walking under a streetlight's or a power line is bad for them. I'm not going to sit here and make fun of anybody, so I maybe shouldn't have called them nuts. I meant, kind of quirky people who believe there are some environmental concerns. I mean, we're constantly being bombarded by electromagnetic energy, but really and truly, there's no escaping it. And not having a meter on your house is to me, is not going to amount to much protection. I mean, what are the emissions from that meter? What did she tell you?
Well, she didn't tell me what the emissions were. She just said, don't do it.
Is she a bit nutty? I mean, I don't mean that as an insult, Wally.
No.
Tell me how she lives her life as far as environmentally. Does she refuse to do certain things? Or, I wonder why here's what's funny. These people who don't like electromagnetic radiation, they're going to be really screwed up because they're into, cleansing the environment of electromagnetic energy, and then they're the ones driving electric cars where they're getting more electromagnetic energy than anywhere. But anyway, does your daughter seem quirky when it comes to stuff like this?
I think so. I hate to say that, but I think so.
Listen, Wally, I think you're of the age I can say this. Do you remember your parents' homes? And you would go into the basement or cellars, they called them. There was more frickin' black mold and crap growing in those basements. And people lived. I know.
I know.
And radon. And now I'm not saying we shouldn't be proactive with our health and care about that stuff. But my God, we had dirt cellars, and you would go down there and smell the mold and mildew, and kids would play in there. And I just wonder what the hell's going on. Now, I'm all for safety. I'm not one of these people who say, well, I used to tumble around the back seat without a seatbelt. No, I'm not advocating stupidity. But at the same time, we have to have reason. And really, Wally, get the smart meter. That smart meter being on your home is not going to do anything.
Yeah,
Did you look into it, Mark?
Yeah.
Well, what is it?
Here's the downside to it. It's going to cost her more money.
Maybe.
No. It depends on
Mark, if she even
hours at 2 a.m., maybe not.
No, Mark. All you have to do is even out your energy usage.
Well, okay, fair enough, but I'm telling you,
it gives you more control than a regular meter.
If you don't change your habits, the normal person is going to end up spending more. But it doesn't matter because they offset that by charging a fee to read it.
Mark, did you read
$11.84 a month to read it. And if I decide to install it at a later date, they're going to charge me $46. And I don't even mind that. What I mind is whether or not there's any dangers involved.
Well, listen.
Is the meter on the outside of the house, Tom?
Yes.
There's no danger. She's inside. It's
smart meters. I just want to tell you something. They've never been actually studied, okay? I'm reading from the American Cancer Society. Smart meters have not been studied to see if they cause health problems. Studies have looked at RF radiation in general. Exposure to large amounts, that's radio frequency radiation, RF, as from accidents involving radar and stuff, that they can cause problems. But the amount of RF exposure is not a lot. There has been concern voiced from people. And this is the American Cancer Society. There isn't much we can do to lower our exposure to RF radiation from smart meters, nor do you have to. In some places where smart meters are being installed, people have the choice to opt out. But, it says that do you have a microwave?
Oh, sure.
That's got more emissions than your smart meter.
She won't use that either.
She won't use it. This article I'm reading from the New York Post? Yeah, they're saying a lot of people have reported like they used to have an average of 829 kilowatts during a particular month, and it's up as far as 3 times.
Mark, I don't think That doesn't sound reasonable.
I think it's going to be during the summer when the air conditioner is going to be where people have to just turn the AC off and live in the heat, or you're going to be paying 3 or 4 times more.
Now, and they use radio frequency technology similar to walkie-talkies. They're not always transmitting. So really, Wally, I think, is ridiculous. Now, Mike, you have a comment on smart meters? Go ahead.
I actually was inquiring about that this morning. It's an actual, I think it's like $13.50 a month for them to read your meter if you don't get a smart meter. And if you deny it, it's $46. And if you want it down the road, it's $46. And if you change addresses, it's $46. If you go to a house that has a smart meter and you want it removed.
Are you going to get it?
I'm not worried about it. My question is that the information that smart meters provide, that's valuable information for commodity investors. And my bill is, my natural gas is 50% higher per therm this year than it was last year.
That's right. So, it is, yes.
And how is it that we can allow this information for commodities to manipulate it and gouge me? Because it's a captive audience. Natural gas goes to 2 groups of people. There's the wholesalers, and there's the retailers that sell it to us, and we're the ones that they're using the information to manipulate the cost.
Well, I don't know if they use it to manipulate it. They use it.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. They use it not to. Well, I guess it is manipulate. They use it to know what the prices are going to be and whether they should divest or invest.
Oh, come on. I mean, and wealthy people that invest in commodities take that information and use it to manipulate the markets for their gain.
No. When you say manipulate, though, how? They can't control the supply. They don't choke down the supply. If that's what you mean, what do you mean by manipulation?
They know, the smart meters knows every average of every house in its
right.
usage.
That's right.
And based on a temperature, just a simple forecast in the future. I mean, they have the ability to use that information. It's valuable information.
But use it for what, Mike? You have to explain to me. I want to give you time on how that manipulates a market, because when cold goes up, more usage. I mean, and they don't raise the price when there's more usage automatically. The prices are raised based on other factors, but I want to know. I want to know what you're saying. I'm not going to poo-hoo it. How do they manipulate the market?
It goes to, listen to this, man. Why do you take such a weird break? Are you 7 over or way early?
I'm 7 over, right? God dang it. Am I 7? Okay.
But Tom, isn't the RFID radiation, if you're directly exposed to it?
It's 14 cents. If you're on a smart meter and you use gas between 3 p.m. and 7 during the summer, it costs you 14 cents per whatever.
Do you know that
if you're on the regular meter, it's 6.9. So if you use your air conditioner a lot, you literally double.
Well, if you use it during the day.
Yeah, that's the only time you would use it.
Well, not if you're not home.
That's true. That's true. So it's going to affect the homeless liberals more than anybody.
Well, but
or not homeless, I'm sorry,
we
the
just
job.
the same way, because I have a demand billing because we exceeded our kilowatt rating twice in a year.
Oh, wow. So they charge you in excess.
So they charge me in excess of 30%.
It's double the price on a smart meter, Tom. Double the price in the summer during the day. Double the price for electricity. It's the way they curve down.
Sure.
I urge you to call
Core Scans, either for you or a loved one, or go online and arrange for a scan. And why would I say that? Because I know for a fact, from having it done, it can discover things that can save your life. If you have soft plaque, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a direct indication of heart disease or risk of stroke. This is not a calcium score that may or may not be an indicator. This is soft plaque, which is an indicator. It's the lowest price you pay for this most accurate ability to see inside, and then you can do something about it, and that's covered by insurance if you have it. I hope you don't. I hope you waste your money. Go online, corescans.com, CORSCANS, that's corescans.com, no E. 720-740-2663. Just $189. 720-740-2663.
Mile High Estate Planning is BlakeHarrisLaw.com. I've known Blake now for a few years, and he's been really great at coming on the show and answering questions. But did you know you can get questions answered about estate planning free of charge without calling the show? You can call Blake and his team directly at 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He'll answer your questions free of charge on estate planning. Then he charges flat rates that he'll quote up front for whatever you need, whether it be a will, maybe a whole estate plan, maybe you just need a trust or a combination of, or a payable on death certificate. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Ben and Ashley
turn off my air conditioner in the summer and turn off my heater in the winter. Don't look at me like that, Kevin.
See, I'm not a big fan of heat anyway, so I don't do this in the winter. But no, it's tough. I mean, especially if you have a business or something where you have customers waiting, and it's you have to have comfortable, surroundings. It's just,
they're going to call my wife back from work probably around April or May. And that'll put us both out of the house in the summertime.
Yep.
And that's kind of cool.
With an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR positive, HER2 negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Be in your unit. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood.
but there's places in the world, I mean, in the country even, like you get in Florida in the middle of the summer, you gotta have air conditioning. I mean, it's a health concern.
Exactly. We're rolling around plus 110 everywhere, plus 110 in the shade.
Yep. Well, with humidity and you get 90, you're cooking. Yeah. And the homes aren't that well insulated down there. Paramount's better because they consider heat or heating for more insulation than cooling.
You know, right now, the time to get your home to work for you.
These guys are free.
All of that equity you've built over the past several years, it can now be accessed as cash to improve your financial condition. Whether it's paying off high interest debt or funding a home renovation, it doesn't matter. It's your money to use however you want to use it. All you need to do is go to American Financing. Michael Brown here, and I want you to call American Financing and ask to speak to one of their home loan specialists.
Excel's got everything. They count all these EV cars coming out. They don't have the infrastructure for everybody to be charging cars at their house.
All I know is every store I see going up has car charging stations.
Why they got to put them up front? Why they put them in the back?
Well, the Whole Foods that they just built around the corner from me actually did put them in the back.
Yeah.
They actually put them in the back. And no back door to the store.
It's replacement window season. Your windows are drafty, difficult to
But who pays for that? Who pays for that?
You do. The user.
Whoever's, you got to swipe a card.
You got a card.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. That stuff's not free.
No, I didn't know.
And more than likely, the store is going to take some
little piece.
We help you choose the best design options for your home. We then built your
You guys hear these champion shots or champion spots running on our show? I get calls about that.
Champion?
Oh. Champion.
We have no control.
I know, I'm just saying.
Oh, I didn't know they were still advertising.
Hey, has anybody ever hit on you in front of me that you can remember? Even when we weren't married?
I did, but she slapped me.
Why do you mention that? Why do you mention that?
Because I'm going to be, it's a topic on Leland's show today.
Jackson Hewitt needs you to know 3 things about violence.
Well, wouldn't you have remembered?
I don't remember. I remember someone hit at her at work one time, and I won't bring this up on the air, but I almost fucking killed the guy.
Put him in the hospital.
Put him in the fucking hospital.
Yeah, but he was like, it was so, like...
Oh, it wasn't hitting on her. He took a broom and put it between her legs and shit.
Oh, that's
well, then
and then I showed up a few hours later
with
and
a couple of friends.
Shit out of him.
Did you have a broom?
Let me
Yeah, we
tell
got
you,
a break
if I
with
did,
the
I
Catholic
would.
Broom would have been a little bit different.
I'm surprised we didn't go to fucking jail over that shit.
I'm glad I don't know who it was.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Smart meters. A lot of people want to comment on smart meters. Do they cause problems with your health? I can see no evidence of that anywhere. They first of all, they don't constantly transmit, and they don't emit much radiation. They do work on radio waves. Anyway, what do you think? 303-713-TALK. Mike, you have a comment on that? Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, Tom, thanks so much. To be honest, I'd really like you to have somebody that has vast knowledge of commodities and how. I mean, the average temperature, daily temperature, is the same on my bill because it's there. My usage is the same, but I'm paying 50% more for my natural gas.
Yep.
I feel like if it's a commodity and it's a captive market, you got the wholesalers and the retailers, which is Excel, and I'm the consumer, and I have to pay 50% higher, and I have no control over it. Somebody's profiting from that.
Yeah, Mike, but your original premise was that the smart meter allows them to manipulate the market. They can manipulate the market without a smart meter. If natural gas is going up, a lot of people are using the hell out of it. They can raise the price. Where do smart meters have anything to do with it?
Because it boils down the amount of usage that's actually out there. I mean, it's more accurate than the assumption of how much we're going to use when we can smart meters give them an actual, based on per household usage, they can have a finite number.
They already have that bill now.
Okay, so once they know how much people are using. But what difference does it make? You still haven't connected the dots. The fact that they can tell the average usage for the house by the hour of every single customer, how does that help them any more than total usage to manipulate the market?
Why do we have a price difference, a tiered difference from what, you use this much utilities, well, we're going to charge you this much. Or if you use over that, we're going to charge you this much. If you use over
Mike,
that, we're going to
because
charge you
they don't
more.
want you using during the peak time,
Mike,
so there's not rolling blackouts.
Mike, I'm going to answer your question. That's so they can charge energy hogs more than others. That does not manipulate the market. You still haven't maybe you didn't mean to say they manipulate the market. Do they manipulate charging? Yeah, they do. They want to reward those who are off-peak and penalize those who are at peak. The reason they want to do that is because to build electrical plants or to try to get more gas for the energy people at peaks, then they sit idle during non-peak, and it's a capital cost that doesn't have a good return on investment. They simply want to even out usage. They don't want to build new plants. I don't want to keep discussing this. I think we're over the head of people. But smart meters, in fact, help them be more accurate on who's using what during what time so they can even out usage. Yeah, they charge you more if you are in peak. They want to discourage it. They want to discourage it. They want you to use off-peak. They want to even out usage. Everyone wants to even out everything. Do you remember in the beginning we were told the shutdowns due to COVID to even out the curve so that we didn't have too many people hitting the hospitals at once? Remember that? I mean, everybody wants to even out the curve no matter what we do. Andrew, what's going on? Andrew.
Hey, Mr. Tom.
What's your
Let's talk microwaves real quick.
All right, I'll give you time. Okay, hold on, please. We will talk microwaves.
Black helicopters and microwaves coming up.
This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor.
Slow traffic on
Smart meters.
25 southbound approaching I-70. There was an earlier accident there. Improving, but still seeing some slow traffic in the area. In addition, I am seeing some slow traffic coming off of I-25 onto eastbound I-2.
So how do they read them?
Working way down towards Vasquez.
What do you mean?
Smart meters.
It sends a signal directly to them.
Okay.
Some of them have to go outside the house. I heard they drive down the street, but I don't know.
Well,
I think that's stupid. They could have gone over phone lines.
If they deliver the way microwave internet works, it just sends it out, man.
But
it's a tower and ends up relaying it.
Well, you're talking about microwave, though. Microwave is a directed wave. It's not just a general radio.
No, I get that.
It's got to be a directed beam.
Hold on, guys.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. In addition to free market valuations of your home to tell you what it will likely sell for in this market, he can also do listing and help you find a place to buy. Whether you're listing or finding a place to buy, he's not going to hold you to a long-term contract because he believes he has to earn your business every day. No other real estate person does that. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. By now, you've probably heard me, I hope you did, talk about core scans, the carotid artery scan, that can help you live longer, can save lives. We have documented evidence where it has saved lives. They discovered this soft plaque, which is a direct indicator of heart disease and stroke or risk of stroke. Core Scans looks at that and gives you a report, a full radiology report for just $189. The good news is, if you do have soft plaque, there's something you can do to get rid of it, to reverse it, and to actually clean out your arteries. And it's covered by insurance. CoreScans.com. 720-740-2663. Home loans right now, people are waiting. They're saying, wait, are rates going up? Are rates going down? They're kind of stagnant. Did you know that? They don't have to be. With Ideal Home Loans, just refinance. You won't miss anything. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. IdealHomeLoans.com. Do you know what else they do? They not just refinance you free of charge with a low interest rate, but they give you another 2-year guarantee every time you close. They also have programs for you to take money out of your equity or to shorten your term, lower your payment, whatever you need. First they listen, then they lend. And that's what they do at Ideal Home Loans for you. Direct mortgage lenders. 303-867-7000.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple of minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
Are you suffering from chronic joint pain, maybe in your knees or hips? Well, there is a new way to treat joint pain, all with biologic therapies. These regenerative solutions are now available to you and me. You know, a lot of people have already called QC Kinetics, and they're discovering that they are the nation's leader in helping you deal with chronic pain with no surgery, no drugs, no steroids, and no downtime. Regenerative treatments, these biologic therapies, can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints with long-lasting results. So whether it's joint pain from arthritis, lower back pain, shoulder pain, don't suffer any longer. Change the way that you think about pain treatments and discover the biologic therapies at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is now available to us right here in Colorado. So no more excuses. Get out of that pain with real regenerative biological treatments that help your body heal and eliminate pain. Call them and tell them Michael Brown sent you. 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. Regenerative, restorative, real pain relief.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Tune into The Mortgage Doctor this and every weekend. When it's time to buy a new home, lower your house payment, consolidate your debts, Steve Haney is The Mortgage Doctor and the go-to guy in Colorado. The Mortgage Doctor Show, Saturday afternoons at 3 and Sunday mornings at 9.
Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever your needs are, the Sharpest Rides will get you the best offer, hands down. Your car is worth more now than any time in the past. They're located just minutes from I-25 in Santa Fe, and they have the best appraisals in town. Get more info today at thesharpestrides.com.
Denver's talk station wants to help you out with your holiday bills.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Every weekday, it's the 12K a day giveaway. 12 chances a day to win $1,000. Just listen at 5 past the hour for the keyword to enter at khow.com. Sponsored by Guy Reese.
Brighten your home and save 10% on Benjamin Moore paint by joining the Guy Reese loyalty program. Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guy Reese, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so he wanted to explain to me now, Andrew, about microwaves. Go ahead, Andrew.
I'm here, Tom.
Yes, Andrew. What do you want to talk about with microwaves? Go ahead.
So it's Fun Fact Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're going to know this. Who built it? What year?
I have no idea.
Engineer?
I have no idea, actually.
1947.
Did you just look it up?
No.
Why do you know what 1947?
It was around that time.
Okay.
It was 1947. What company?
But why did you know that? Westinghouse. No, General Electric, I'll say. I'm guessing, by the way.
Okay, it's Raytheon.
Okay, and why? Go ahead.
What was the name of the engineer who invented what's the original name of the microwave? That's a radar range.
Okay.
So a radar engineer studying the technology accidentally had a chocolate bar melted.
Very cool. Okay.
And why do we have Faraday cages now?
So tell me what the point is.
Well, I'm just talking technology. It's Fun Fact Friday.
It is a fun. It's fun. And by the way, for anybody that hasn't seen Wikipedia, you can find out this stuff, and it's wonderful. It's really good. So, Andrew, do you have any particular interest in microwaves is what I'm asking. Is it something you're interested in particularly, or you just looked it up?
As an aviation guy, I'm always interested in all that stuff.
Hey, how long does it take a guy to tell you he's a pilot?
He didn't say a pilot. He said an aviation guy. Hey, Andrew, what about 5G?
5G, I don't know about all that. That's a little bit strange where they're pulling all that off on our, our altimeters. But we'll see.
Yeah, they're not actually. Yeah. They're saying it's interfering with the radar altimeter. Yeah, not the regular altimeters. It can't interfere with a regular altimeter. Okay, so, Wally, you had another question about the smart meter. I'm sorry, or another issue. What is it?
Well, I think that probably has been answered. But I did have a question since it's car day. I have a Buick LaCrosse 2015 that I bought new at the end of December.
Yeah.
Well, minus 2,000 miles that the dealership put on it. And I currently have 25,000 on it because I'm 87 and I don't drive that much.
Oh.
And I found out not too long ago that they stopped making it, which means I need to sell it before, except for tire changes.
Well, actually, there are a lot of cars that still get supported or have common parts. What year is it, a 2015?
2015, at least 10 years.
Oh, you have a lot of time. In fact, I don't think you have to get rid of it. How many miles on it?
25,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of it. It'll last you your life.
You probably wouldn't.
They got some 2,000 square foot new builds for 528. I can't believe I'm saying that's not bad.
Sure, just knew that.
You know what the first brand was?
Let me see what they're getting from rentals. The west side of town are one better. It was 22 to 24.
Tap and gas ranges, I remember that. But they were a subsidiary. Were they an entire company?
What's that?
Was tapping an entire company with a subdivision of like General Electric or Westinghouse or something like that.
They licensed a home use microwave oven introduced by Tappan. It would just
Wow.
sit there. And then the first microwave with a turntable was Sharp Corporation.
That was fancy, man.
Yeah, it was.
I remember my first microwave. I thought it was fucking magic. I remember all the old fucking Italians would go near it.
What I remember
They
is
wouldn't eat anything warmed up in it.
No.
in the early days, all the nursing stations had microwaves, and the entire hospital smelled
they
like
warm up
fucking
their
burnt
spaghetti?
popcorn.
Popcorn, yep.
You know, people thought that they smell like antiseptic.
Yep.
Bullshit. They all smell like burnt popcorn for 10 years. That's why I don't eat popcorn now. I can't
They
say
should
the
have
smell.
called AIM.
We had someone burn popcorn in our old office, and it fucking stank for
Yep.
days.
It smells better than a lot of other stuff in the microwave.
You need American Restoration. Come on now. Get that popcorn smell out.
Trying to reheat your salmon or something.
Oh my goodness.
I like how Nancy Pelosi, or, you know, I won't even pick on her. I like how anybody in our government has to come out and tell our athletes, don't say anything bad about China. They may fucking kill you.
Yeah.
But yet we're there.
Yeah.
We send them over there. What is so?
And the diplomats stayed home.
That's the damnedest, weirdest shit ever. I didn't realize some of the shit they were doing to those people.
The monks?
The Muslim.
What are they called, though?
They got a funny name, but
They got a funny name, but they're
actually
Muslims.
Asian Muslims.
So they said they're putting the men in labor camps, then they're making the women marry Chinese people, or their own people.
And got them in re-education facilities.
In re-education facilities.
The re-education sounds
Did
so.
you hear that?
That sounds horrible.
So
Did you-
so
Sounds like something Oral Roberts put your ass in.
Did you hear that Jeff Bezos is going to do a landing facility for his Blue Origin spaceship in Denver?
Oh, that's
In
cool.
where? Really?
Denver-based.
Where? If you think about it, he saves a lot of money.
Colorado based, but Denver, there's no place to land.
Well, you've seen those things land. They come right back
Colorado
down.
System Engineering Property and many others. It looks like
You've got thousands of acres near the airport that the only use was to make
Did you see
10
his
lots of
new
money.
super yacht?
They could have built that airport
Fuck, is
5
it
miles,
beautiful.
10 miles closer to Denver.
I guess if you
They
get
want
that
him
kind of
to pay
money,
you to make
that's
some
what
money
you
and
do.
all his cronies.
$500 million. It is absolutely the most gorgeous sailing ship.
Oh, his yacht?
Man, Joe Palooka was on the bubblegum wrapper, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bazooka.
yeah.
Oh, that was Bazooka Joe.
And they had the worst fucking gum. I mean, if you dropped it, it would shatter
Oh,
into
you can
12
hurt yourself with
pieces.
that.
Yeah.
You get that little comic wrapped up in there.
Yep.
wait, that square
Yeah.
rectangle piece of
Yeah,
gum,
it
I
was
loved
shaped just like the baseball cards.
You know you scored when you got the grape. Just because you had bubble gum. And
Actually, it's true. We all love the fucking baseball glove or gum.
you get the ball cards, you know, and you get that little slice of gum in there. It's about 50 years old.
You still got to. So they come out, they expire the mask thing, but you still got to wear them in schools. The kids that basically get no issue with it still have to wear them. But beyond that, the part that gets me is the CDC came out and said the fucking masks are useless unless if they're N95 or 85 or whatever.
But they're saying some restaurants are still going to require masks.
Oh, they will have zero customers.
That's what I was going to say.
I want them to show me one of these restaurants that are still going to
I thought I
require
heard
them.
Costco was going to continue to require masks. I could be wrong. I didn't know.
There's no way they will. No way. They might still require their employees.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
I haven't worn a mask in Costco forever. Like Walmart, I don't know if they do right now, but I think there are people still had to wear masks.
Walmart makes, I was there the other day. Walmart makes you wear a mask. And
That's where you're from. Where I'm from, you
them.
know.
I'm just
Fuck
telling
them.
you.
Even after it expired?
Well, no, I'm talking about 2 days ago.
Wow.
And also,
Jeff goes another 2 weeks.
Safeway made us wear masks.
Where does it go another 2 weeks?
Jeff go.
Was that in Denver, Doc?
Yeah.
What happens in 2 weeks that doesn't happen tomorrow? I don't understand.
Well, you know,
I think it's the
I don't
14th,
know.
so 10 days. Yeah.
No, the best is when you walk into a restaurant, but when you sit down, you can take your mask off.
Yeah. Well, put it on before you walk out.
Fluent solar. What?
We always have demarcations. You know, do you think you drive any better or worse when you're 17 years and 9 months as opposed to when you're 18? No. But we have is voting any different 2 days before your birthday? No, but we have all these arbitrary cutoffs.
Sure.
And the same thing with the mask mandate. They just pick a date, and that's the cutoff.
Well, of course.
No, I understand. But I mean,
but it's stupid.
It is, well.
Ooh, look at that. Putin in cheese show united front.
Yep.
Craziest thing I ever saw was at a bar
Isn't that Z?
Airport in Memphis,
No,
Tennessee.
it's cheese, isn't
The
it?
drinking age changed
President
at 6
Xi?
o'clock.
I'm almost
Really?
positive
Yeah.
it's President Xi.
That's bizarre.
So you were legal
in some,
up until
you're right. In
5:59,
some places, though,
and it went from either 19
It's a
to
Roman
21 or
numeral.
18 to
It's
19.
a Z.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it's like I said, there
It
is
makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know, Omicron was supposed to be that, but they skipped over it.
Oh, look at that. Avenatti was found guilty. All right.
Really?
Good.
Didn't he defend himself?
Yes.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's an unlikable guy, man.
He was the
He
most
was always
likable guy for a
unlikable.
while.
Yeah, from CNN.
CNN had him running for president.
116 appearances.
Well, he's a con man. He's good at it.
He is
You
good.
know?
Man. He fleeced a lot of money out of people that
Well,
are.
try to extort Nike. That was the biggest mistake. That thing's just too big.
And how can you extort a poor porn star? I mean, you got to feel sorry
He
for
just
her.
took advantage of her, education level.
At least trouble.
Is that who he fleeced? Is that who's suing him? Or
Yeah, she was part of it.
One of the big ones was some people
Nike.
that. No, that was a big one. That's what brought everything up. But he spent a lot of money in his trust fund for. I'm trying to think of the right word. Someone that's mentally slow. He represented in one.
They're intellectually challenged.
There you go.
Will he get prison time?
I think he's in prison, isn't he? No?
No, he's out on bail.
He was out?
Yeah.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's on your mind? How can we help you? This hour brought to you by HarrisFamilyLaw.com, a firm I hope you don't need. They're divorce attorneys, but if you do need them, I'll tell you what, they do bring peace to a time of turmoil. They do unbundled services as well, which means they'll handle any aspect of your divorce or the whole thing. You get to choose. They'll even go over a preview of what it looks like unbiasedly, an early neutral assessment to see if you really want to file. They're good people, and collaborative law is their hallmark, which means they get the other side to agree not to do anything out of anger and not to just file anything without talking it through first. 303-515-5000. Rich and Lisa Harris and about 30 attorneys or 35. They have specialists in every category. 303-515-5000. HarrisFamilyLaw.com. We've been talking about smart meters and if they do any harm. And if, in fact, you should be worried about them because they do emit radio signals. But there hasn't been any kind of data showing that it harms any more than a walkie-talkie would harm you because it periodically transmits on a radio frequency. And that's it. Glenn, did you want to comment on that? Go ahead, Glenn.
Yeah, Tom, so, I mean, as a ham operator or amateur radio operator, I can tell you that, yes, RF can adversely affect the human body, but and we do have a very, very marginally higher mortality due to weird cancers in our hobby. But we're standing around with wavelengths that match the human structure pretty well, and also sometimes they're running, upwards of 1,500 watts on our property. And these little meters broadcast like one and a quarter watts, less than a cell phone.
Have you ever had
very low
complaints?
power.
Have you ever had complaints from neighbors?
Oh, I'm sure that they've heard stuff, yeah.
So, do you have...
Radios turning on by themselves.
Do you have a big
lights
antenna? Do you have a big antenna?
Well, it depends. I've had big antennas. I've had little antennas. I've got some that are 90 feet long and some that are 250 feet long and some that are 3 feet long.
Yeah, but you don't have them sticking up 90 feet in the air, do you?
Well, on my property, if I ever put together the money for a tower like that, yeah. And I wouldn't be the only one out there in Douglas County. If you go down County Line Road or Delbert Road, you'll see a lot of towers in excess of 100 feet tall out there.
And they are ham operators?
Yes.
Hey, Glenn, is that hobby dying or growing?
Well, currently, I think it's growing a bit. It's it was seeing a pretty big fall off of people involved, but younger generation is kind of figuring this out. And,
really? Because that was original social media,
Oh yeah. Well, if these cell phones go down, I can still run my communications, and my wife does it for emergency services too.
How much is it for, the basic guy to get involved in it?
Well, I mean, if you get a hold of material to study and learn the basics, I think it's probably on the order of $30 or $40 to take a test.
Let me ask you something, Glenn. What? Do you still need to know code to get your ticket?
No. That's become kind of an aficionados thing, and it's making a little bit of a comeback.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that for mine years ago. So if I had one, is it still there? Is it a lifetime, or do I have to do it all over?
Oh, you'd have to renew. Yeah, they're good for about 10 years at a shot.
And then they also have amateur TV as well. Is that part of the ham thing?
You can certainly do that, yes. I've dabbled way in the past.
I guess with YouTube, there's no... with YouTube and all those broadcasts, you never have to do that. You just go live on Facebook or YouTube. It kind of negated that whole thing. In fact, I thought social media would kind of put an end to ham radio, but...
How about the equipment is really what I was asking.
How much?
$40.
They used to be about $1,800 years and years ago, so that was expensive. Or, I mean, what are they right now for a good rig?
Well, I mean, if you want just basic, like in your car, able to talk around the Denver metro area stuff, you could get that for $150 with an antenna.
Wow. Is the ham signal clean?
Extremely, yeah. And it kind of varies because, if you go out over a mountain and you're in the shadow of that signal, you may not get back into it and it might go away. But
if you had a ham radio in your car, okay, how far can you drive and talk to your home? If your kid had one in the car instead of cell phone, I'm not suggesting they do it. I'm just curious. Like, what would a ham radio do? You have a base station at home and a ham radio. How far can you drive and still get them?
Okay, so a very simple explanation, although it's a little more complicated, is I could be in Cheyenne, Wyoming, in my vehicle on low power and talk to my house in Elizabeth through repeaters, clear as this phone call.
And are there repeaters throughout the country?
All over the place. But then if you get into shortwave radio, you may be able to, depending on conditions, put a small antenna on your home on low power and talk clear to New Zealand or Japan or Russia.
Is shortwave part of ham?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I just had forgotten all about ham radio. My goodness.
But yeah, you can get affected by RF, but not from these little devices. Cell phones would be a lot more harmful, and there's no solid evidence cell phones cause issues with people's bodies.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Michael, let's talk about your 99 Dodge Durango. We have Kevin Calkin from SheridanAutotech.com. Hey, what's going on with your Durango?
Good afternoon, Tom.
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Just a side note, my wife got me a little ham radio for Christmas, and I'm starting to learn that.
Is it fun?
I'm just learning, so yeah. I finally got it to scan, so I can scan different channels to listen to what's going on.
Is there a lot of conversation?
I haven't found a lot yet, but I listen late at night, so that's probably the issue.
Very cool. What kind of an antenna do you use? Just inside or what?
Yeah, I just got a little portable handheld, like, walkie-talkie unit.
Oh, okay. That was a cool gift. So, Michael, what's going on with your Dodge?
All right, so I have a 99 Dodge Durango with 160,000 on it. It will, I go out to start it to go to work in the afternoon, and it won't start. My son will check it later when I'm at work, and it starts just fine, no problem.
Does that have to do with outdoor temperature?
It doesn't matter what temperature it is.
What? Why does it happen later and not? I mean, I don't even understand what the time of day has to do with it, Kevin.
Is that consistent or is that random?
It's completely random. I've checked the starter. I pulled it out, took it down to AutoZone, and they checked it for me. Said the starter's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
So when it doesn't start, it's not cranking?
No. All it does is all the power goes on. Everything is accurate, and you know, the fuel gauge, all that comes on, and it turns and it does nothing. Turn the key, it does nothing.
Yeah, you got to have a ground thing going on. I don't think it is. I think it's just somewhat random, but he's got to have a bad ground somewhere. That's what I would suspect. It's a loose connection somewhere.
Like a loose connection going to the starter?
Well, either the starter or the battery or.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have my mic on. I said when it does it run great, or does it stall out?
No, it runs absolutely wonderful.
All right. Kevin is guessing a loose ground somewhere.
That would be most common.
Okay.
Well, and, you know, Sheridan Auto Tech, where are you located?
I'm in Castle Rock.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but he's not. I mean, he's not that far. You can go over to the one on Havana.
I would just trace your battery cables down, clean up the connections, and see if it doesn't go away.
303-713-8255.
Or maybe it's
Mark's going to do Ideal Home Loans last. I'm going to take off after this with those two different.
Dad's out there, you know, trying to start it and it won't start, and then the kid goes back out later and says, "Quick, hey, it's starting now. I'm going to use it for a little while."
I am so happy the word is getting out about insurance adjusters, public adjusters who work for you, like this firm, Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado. I love the name because it says it all. Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado.com. I'll give you the number in a second here. For your home or business, smoke, soot, ash, contamination, direct burning, fires of all kinds, any kind of disaster that hits your home, don't let the insurance adjuster be another disaster that hits you. Fight back with a public adjuster who will get you a great settlement and charge you a small percentage of the extra money he gets you. And I believe in Joel and his team, Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado, 720-715-0000. God, I love the phone number, 720-715-ZEROS. Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado.com. And right now, if you're going to experience any pipe freezing that's thawing down, you've realized you have some pipe freezing and water damage, don't let your insurance company bully you. Get the most you have coming under your coverage with Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado.com. Personal experience is what I have with ColoradoPainCare.com. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine is their new name to reflect what they do. And, of course, a lot of the pain emanates from the spine or from sports injuries. I know, I've had both. And Colorado Pain Care took care of me. They can take care of you, too. 303-GOT-PAIN. They have a beautiful facility on South Colorado Boulevard in Denver, and what they do is have everything under one roof, as well as their new facility in Lakewood near Alameda and Union. And they have world-class physical therapy where they give you things to do after your visit to keep your health and to keep you out of pain. 303-GOT-PAIN, all major insurance accepted, same-day appointments even, ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN.
You know, the feds have already signaled we're going to have interest rates soon. If you have not refinanced, or if you're looking to get that house, you need to do something quick. These rates are going to go up. The folks at Ideal Home Loans, I love these guys. They got the lowest rates, just low rates, and they have the interest rate guarantee. So when rates do go down, if they do go down in the next 2 years, they're going to refi you for free. They also have what we call the custom term loan. Maybe you don't need a 30, maybe not a 15, maybe a 12-year mortgage is right for you. You can do whatever you want with Ideal Home Loans. Their pre-approval is like shopping with cash, and on top of that, their credit optimization is crazy. Maybe you need a few more points on your credit score to get a better rate. They can do a rapid rescore and get you there. Ideal Home Loans, 303-867-7000. Do it before the rates go up. Pay off that high credit card debt. Get that basement finished. 303-867-7000 or idealhomeloans.com.
Hi there, from Barry Miller, host of your greatest wealth.
What happened to Ford today?
Is it down?
9%.
Holy fucking duck. Probably chips again? F stock. Let's look. I used to own a
I'm trying to
shit.
look it up on here, but this...
Fuck, you know what I sold my Ford at?
Tomorrow.
This reminds me of how fucked up this is. I bought Ford around $5 a couple of years ago, and I sold it probably around $6. Said $18 fucking dollars, even though it's down 10%.
But they're not paying any dividend right now either.
Oh, they missed. They just totally missed, man.
Is that what it was?
Holy shit! Let's see how bad. They were forecasting $11.5 billion on the top line and $12.5 billion in adjusted pre-tax profits. Holy shit, dude. Okay. They were thinking they were going to do basically 12.5. They did half that. I don't know how you forecast.
But how did they not know that before the end of it?
I don't know how. Ford estimates its earn will be between $11.5 billion and $12.5 billion in adjusted pre-tax profits and generate between $5.5 billion and $6.5 in adjusted free cash. That's not how much they missed. That's going forward. The company's share tumbled by 6%, 26 cents versus 45. So 26 cents a share, they basically made half the money per share. And then $35.3 billion in revenue compared to $35.5. So they were down on both sides. Might be a good time to...
I was going to say, maybe a good time to snap some.
God, last time I was in Ford, I sat for... Fuck, man.
It's been pretty active stock though last year. I mean,
last year I didn't fucking touch it.
It doubled last
I should have kept it exactly. My initial intention was to keep it.
Just ride it.
I got really afraid during the first quarter of COVID 2020 and liquidated a lot of shit thinking that was it. It's over.
You know, there's a mute button on that phone. So you
I know, but
well, what fun would that be?
Wait, we're in a commercial.
I know, but it happens.
No, it hasn't happened in months.
It happened today.
It happened in hours.
It hasn't happened in the last 30 minutes.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Jim has a comment on the Durango not starting. For some reason, it doesn't start, then it does. And it always seems to start in the afternoon, not the morning. It doesn't make sense to me. What do you think, Jim?
Hi, Tom. I had a Buick years ago, and when I come to the stop sign, the engine light would come on. And then I'd drive away. Sometimes it would go away, sometimes it wouldn't. Well, we took it over to a dealership over there, and they messed around, and finally the old boy from the front office says, "Did you check the ground wire?" And that was it. After all those hours of working on it, it was the ground wire that hooked up to the frame from the battery.
That's what Kevin said. Man, that's cool. So, Jim, are you on a Bluetooth device?
Man, I'm on a brand new 10-year-old flip phone.
Well, you ought to throw it out.
What is he on?
I don't know. It sounds like
a new flip
here's
phone.
What it sounds like. Hey, Tom. What?
How does it sound now? I took it out of my coffee cup.
Oh, it sounds way better now. That
he had it backwards.
Yeah, no, he had it sitting in a cup.
Oh.
Tom, I'm 73 years old. I want you to know I really enjoy your program, and I just want to tell people, do not, and I repeat, do not give anybody money up front.
Oh, my
We've
God.
had more work in our house and never gave $1 up front. Never in beautiful work.
And it'll save your ass every time. Thank you. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Jason, let's talk about your Malibu. What's going on with it?
Hey, Tom. Been listening to you since Father John days.
God, this is so many people have said that today. You know, that's wonderful.
Many years.
That's like God, it's almost 30, at least 35 years, 36 years ago.
Yeah, I moved here 30 years ago, so I've been listening to you ever since.
So what's going on with you?
Well, I got a 2011 Chevy Malibu. It's the LTZ, so it's the 3.6 liter. Only got 80,000 miles on it, and a few weeks ago I was driving, hit a patch of ice.
Dude.
Traction control light comes on saying low traction, and then the engine just died.
And did it ever come back?
Nope. Took it somewhere. They said the engine's locked up.
What?
Cylinder 3 smashed the number 3 plug.
Wait a minute. There's a timing issue with the... does that have a chain, Kevin, or a belt, or what?
Yeah, it's definitely a chain.
I think
it's a chain, so what would happen? Did it jump?
Yeah, that would be to be determined, but I mean, that's odd, unless it over-revved something severe, hit the ice.
And it happened again. I found a place...
No, wait. Wait. It happened the first time. It doesn't happen again unless you had it repaired.
I did. I had a new engine. Not a new. I put a used engine in it.
Holy crap, and it did it again?
Yeah. I went over there. It ran fine for about 20 feet. Same thing. Hit a little patch ice, tire spin, traction light came
wait a
on.
minute. But the used engine you put in, it happened again.
Yep.
How many miles did you put on that used engine before it happened again?
About 20 feet.
Wait a minute. You just got done having the engine put in and pulled away.
Yep.
And got on ice.
Hit a little patch of ice, the same thing. Low traction light came on, and I went back into the shop.
Did it rev incredibly? I mean, that sounds like you get on that ice.
You have a limiter on it. I don't think it can.
Does. Yeah, it does rev. If you're spinning on ice, the RPMs are gonna shoot up. So I took it back. They took the engine apart, and they said it bent the valves. So, but I have a code.
Wouldn't that be under warranty from them, though? 20 feet? Did they at least give you...
They're putting another engine in it today.
Yeah, but I'd be afraid. I mean, Kevin, what would possibly cause that to happen a second time?
In 20 feet, no less. I mean,
it's another engine. There's not even anything it had in common with the old one, is it?
Yeah.
What?
A loose nut behind the wheel.
Wait, what would it have in common? There's nothing in common. The used engine was put in, so that had a different timing, a chain and everything. How many miles on the original engine?
Only 80,000, and I took care of it. Always did the oil change.
How many on the used one they put in?
A little more, probably 90, give or take. And they did a compression test and everything.
So they ran it, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. But as soon as...
Well, apparently they didn't test drive it.
No, they didn't. Well, good thing I did.
Kevin, what...
I'm at a loss. I'm kind of reading on things.
I should tell you something else, too. For months now, I've been having an electrical issue with the turn signals, and it's not that a bulb is burned out. They flash. Only the driver's side flashes really fast, which usually makes you think that there's a bulb out, but it's not. I replaced all the bulbs. So and there's weird little things like the window, the automatic down doesn't work.
God.
So
Well, you know, Kevin, hey man, they have an electrical shop within their shop. They can handle electrical issues. Where are you located?
City Park, Denver, so I can go anywhere.
Hey, Kevin, do you have the electrical part in both shops or just one?
Just at Lakewood.
In Lakewood?
Yeah.
Are you at his location? Did you take over? No, your own location.
No, in fact, they tore that building down.
Oh, okay.
We moved him over to ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ought to check them out. I'm serious, man.
That has got me stumped, though. That's.
Yeah, well, what I've been researching online for 2 days now, and what a lot of the forums have said, it's a body control module or a bare wire.
But how does that affect your timing, though?
See, I don't know. Well, that body control module is the brain for the whole thing, and that car.
Yeah, but you have a chain. You have a chain. Even if it made it run rough, it doesn't interfere with the chain on.
Yeah, but they said the chain is fine, but it bent the valve.
How does it bend if the chain didn't jump?
See, that's why I'm calling you guys. I have no idea what's going on.
Kevin, is it even possible for a valve just to bend?
Well, it could be if fluids are in the cylinder instead of, air because it can't compress. So I've seen that happen with hydrolocks.
Okay.
Something along those lines. So, I mean, that's possible, but they would have had to detect a failure in the motor they put in just by starting it. That's nothing, he would be able to start and drive and then it failed.
Jason, go over, seriously, you need to take it to Kevin over in his Lakewood location, SheridanAutotech.com. The Lakewood location is where, Kevin?
7864 West Colfax. We're 3 blocks west of Wadsworth.
Yeah, but he's getting another engine today.
He's getting a new motor.
Oh, I know, but if it happens again...
If it happens again, go to a different shop for sure.
No, what I meant was he really should take it over there for that electrical thing.
Yeah, the electrical.
That's what I'm talking about.
The motor,
that's what I'm talking about. All right, so, Frank, what's happening?
Oh, I got 2 things for you, Tom. One is I've got a question about a 2001 Porsche Boxster S. And the second thing, I just wanted to follow up on the ham radio thing. I'm a different kind of a ham radio operator. I'm what's called a DXer, DX meaning distance. I have 200 countries right now that I've communicated with. And by amateur radio, I can communicate anywhere in the world.
Right.
But it's not cheap to do so. I have thousands of dollars worth of equipment. I also have a 50-foot tower with a rotating Yagi antenna on the top of the tower.
How many watts do you put out?
I put out the FCC limit, which is 1,500 watts.
Oh, my goodness. Holy crap.
Who's the furthest you've spoken to, like Australia?
Well, actually, when you mention Australia, when my boys were younger and I had a 4-wheel drive Blazer, I put a more powerful radio in that Blazer, which was a 100-watt transceiver, and I had an antenna on the back of the car where I could operate on 20 meters. We drove up high here from Boulder, where I live, and we picked a high point as far as we could get within reasonable distance. And I was actually able to contact Antarctica.
Oh, my goodness. That is so cool. Listen, hold on. We'll come back to your other question about your Porsche, and then we'll talk about turning lights on off for Cherry.
From Excel right after this.
I had a little FM transmitter when I was a kid, and I tried. My fucking name was crazy with it.
But they're going to turn my lights off.
Okay.
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Wendy's new hot and crispy fries.
So what I tell people when you get calls like that, you hang up, you go to the website, and you get customer service and say, did you call me? That's how you differentiate scam from real calls.
Otherwise, you drive on
very easy to do.
sitting in traffic this afternoon.
Southbound right around 58th Avenue, you've got some slowing, more slowing ahead of that, leaving Colfax getting all the way down in toward the tech center. Denver weather, it is sunny, it is cold with a high of 40, a low down to 23 tonight. Tomorrow is sunshine with a high of 42. Right now it's with your radio traffic and weather, Karen Johnson.
Temperature -7.
Now at Wendy's, see why everyone is raving about their brand new fries. Natural cut, skin on with a hint of sea salt, and guaranteed to be hot and crispy, or they'll replace them. You know, the way fries should be. Try Wendy's guaranteed hot and crispy fries today at participating U.S. Wendy's.
CoreScans.com, CoreScans, CoreScans.com, started by local doctors to do a scan of soft plaque in your arteries to detect heart disease and risk of stroke. They also have developed a scan using the same tool to show aneurysms in early stages. This is advancement. This is not the run-of-the-mill scans you may have heard about or CT scans that do calcium. This looks for aneurysms. This looks for soft plaque, two different scans. Now, the cardiovascular scan is just 100, I have it, $185. And let me just tell you something. For that amount, if you think about it, that could save your life. 189, I meant. And here's the deal. Here's the best news about both the aneurysm thing and the soft plaque. If they detect any risk, insurance covers treatment for you, for your doctor or any doctor you go to, your normal insurance. So that's what's great. CoreScans.com, 720-740-2663. Just $189. You heard about a lot of people having storm damage. And we've talked to a lot of people with storm damage, inside and out. You can go to Genesis for that. They're a total exteriors, Genesis Total Exteriors, but they are also a total home improvement company. And we know Genesis from years and years of being on this show. 303-679-8509. Now, if you just want to do home improvements and it's not an insurance job, you can do that too. They also have solar available. 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Take a trip back to Apartment 4D with the crew from the sitcom New Girl and rewatch the series with real-life friends Zooey Deschanel, Hannah Simone, and Lamorne Morris.
We could do a whole episode dedicated to Jake Johnson and his lack of awareness around certain technological things, especially with his phone.
Listen to Welcome to Our Show on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.
Are you tired of paying your brokers high fees even when you lose your money? Call 866-901-2255. That's 866-901-2255 for your complimentary Safe Money book, and join Al Martinez for the Retirement and Income Radio Show on Sundays at 7 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Your car is worth more right now than any time in the past, and that's pretty exciting. Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever your needs are, the Sharpest Rides in Englewood, they are going to give you the best offer hands down. And the Sharpest Rides is so easy to get to, just located minutes from I-25 in Santa Fe. And with the best appraisals in town from their trained buyers, you know you'll always be taken care of and get the best deals at the Sharpest Rides. I'm telling you, if you're looking to trade in, go to the Sharpest Rides, best customer service in town. And get more info at thesharpestrides.com.
Guys, are you still looking for a great Valentine gift for your special someone? Then give her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas, available exclusively from Pajamagram.com. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own soft skin. She'll love slipping these on every night. They are so soft and luxurious, they'll melt away her stress. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at Pajamagram.com. Best of all, every Pajamagram includes free gift packaging, which means you don't have to wrap a thing. So get her naturally nude pajamas. Just go to Pajamagram.com or text the word GIFT, that's GIFT, to 41234. Again, text the word GIFT to 41234 to order naturally nude pajamas. It's fast, it's easy, and delivery by Valentine's Day is guaranteed.
Joe O'Day, an outsider, not a career politician. Joe O'Day, a conservative running for U.S. Senate. Joe was adopted and raised by a Denver police officer. He became a union carpenter and started a construction company as a young man. That construction company employs hundreds of Coloradans today. Now Joe O'Dea is running for U.S. Senate to be a voice for working people, to attack inflation, cut the waste, fund our military, police, and America's infrastructure. Joe O'Dea is endorsed by Colorado's largest organization of police officers. Listen to what Joe has to say.
You know why Washington is so disconnected? It's run by too many people who've never had to work a hard day in their life.
Yeah.
So when people say, "Why are you running, Joe?" I'm running to be a voice for the working people of this country. I am one of you, and I will fight for you.
Joe O'Dea, conservative, outsider, a voice for working Americans.
I'm Joe O'Dea, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Joe O'Dea for U.S. Senate.
So the car market's come down. You need to sell your car before the end of August if you want to sell it for this crazy high money. Give me the VIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This tax filing season could be one for the record books. There are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits on the table, and Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you get every one you deserve. Tax credits for being a parent, taking care of a parent, taking classes, and so much more. Don't leave thousands on the table. Jackson Hewitt will make sure you get credit for all you do, and get your biggest refund guaranteed. Learn more and find your nearest location at jacksonhewitt.com.
This is Dave Logan for the law offices of Dan Kaplis, a serious law firm for serious cases.
It's the Dan Kaplis Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Friday at 4. What do you think the professional consequences should be for teachers who call in sick, abandon the students to make a political point? And I'll tell you who should buy the Broncos and who the wrong owners would be. Join me at 4.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show, and let's continue here. A 1971 Porsche Frank wants to talk about. What is going on with your 1971 Porsche, and how many miles on it?
It's actually a 2001 Porsche.
Oh. What?
I'm sorry, Tom.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was misprint. Okay, 2001. What's going on with it?
I've got 144,000 miles on it, and I've been having the same mechanic work on this car with difficult problems over the years. I've been with this mechanic probably about 10 years, and the last time I was in there to get a repair, he was telling me about some new anti-compete law, which is a federal law apparently, and he was telling me that if he runs into anything in the car that he can't easily fix, or if he hasn't had experience with it before, this new law has now stopped the shop manual guys from printing shop manuals. It certainly hasn't spread to all vehicles yet, but it sounds like it could. And the other problem is if I run into anything at all that I can't fix, I have to send you to the dealer, and you're looking at least $200 an hour for a Porsche dealer. And he said, I told him I have a shop manual, and he said, well, hang on to it. It'll help you sell the car. And I said, well, won't this reduce the value of the car? And he said, oh, yeah, well, it will. And I said, well, you know what? I'm hesitant to buy another Porsche. I was thinking of going to a later model year than the one I have. But I said, now I'm not so sure I would do that. And I wonder if you've heard of this law, Tom.
Like a federal law or a state? I've never heard of it.
No, and
it's a federal law, not a state law.
I'm going to try to look it up. What would it be called? I mean,
all he told me was it was an anti-compete law.
What? And what is it? And what would it do? Anti-compete law. What do you mean?
Well, that's probably not a real good term for it, and it may not be the actual term for it.
What did he say the law does? It prevents you.
What it does is Porsche has already stopped the shop manual publishers from publishing shop manuals anymore, where a person can work on their own car.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two is they're also
There are so many independent manuals on fixing things. I don't know how Porsche might be able to stop them from using the name Porsche. I don't know.
Or just the licensing expired.
But are you looking for a manual?
No, I'm not. I have one, fortunately. And see, the thing of it is, the other thing that this law supposedly does, and see, he's already been told, because he's an independent shop, he's not a dealer, and he's here in Boulder, and he's been told by Porsche to not even look up on the internet anymore about how to fix cars. And I know this sounds pretty extreme, and that's why I'd like to know a bit more about it.
Well, we don't know anything about any law that, it just doesn't even make sense. So
well,
how does this?
I can't even.
How does it affect you, Frank? How does this affect you?
Well, it affects me because I don't think I have a car. If in fact this becomes public and people learn about it, I won't even be able to sell the car as a used car. And even if I upgrade,
of course you can, Frank. Of course you can. If people find out they can't get a do-it-yourself manual, you're afraid you can't sell the car?
No, but Porsche is already telling independent shops across the nation, supposedly, that they can't. That they won't have it. They can't get information from Porsche.
It's simply not true.
No, it's not true. It absolutely.
I can't find anything on it either.
Nothing. We're looking all over the place. I don't know, but who told you this? This mechanic told you this?
Well, the owner of the shop told me this, and I've been going to him for 10 years. He's done all kinds of work on my car, including work that he had to.
How can they stop someone? How can they stop someone from? Are you saying they can't get parts? They can't get what? Because factory parts have long been not available. Okay, you're not going to get factory parts. You get used parts. You get remanned parts. You get aftermarket parts. I don't have an idea how this can affect you. People are buying old cars, even older than that. What about the older ones? Are you saying that Porsche somehow is going to prevent mechanics from working on their cars?
That's what the goal is.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, okay? I imagine in a pure world, everyone wants to be the only ones.
There's lobbyists out there that are actually completely against what he's talking about.
Right.
That's why shops like Kevin's exist.
Yeah, this has been going on for decades, back and forth.
Yeah, manufacturers might not like people working on their brands and want everyone to go, but it's not going to happen.
You can't even void a warranty on a new vehicle by saying, hey, if you don't take it to the manufacturer, it voids it.
Yeah, what you guys are saying is completely true. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to investigate it more.
Why don't you just ask him his source? Just ask him his source, and we'll look it up. There is no source for it. Cherry, what's going on with you, Cherry? Welcome. What's happening? This sounds important.
Well, I just got off the phone with XL Energy.
Yeah.
And they're going to shut off my electricity.
Did they call you or did you call them?
I've been talking to them for this week, for several days.
Who is the one that made first contact?
I did.
You called?
Well, they called and left me. No, they called and left me a message because I had a shut-off notice.
It's a scam. Unless you're behind. Are you behind in your bills?
Yes.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
By how much?
This is the thing.
How much are you behind, Cherry? How much are you behind?
Almost $2,000.
Oh, okay.
Holy cow.
Hold on. Let's see if we can get. Let's talk about this. I thought maybe it was that scam going around. Hold on.
Not too judgmental.
Is it possible that he's getting scammed and is behind?
Tell her what I would do.
2,000 is like, that's a lot of months went by.
Can I make a suggestion? Have her go out and buy a bunch of candles before they shut the lights off.
For XL?
Yeah. No, tell her to buy a bunch of candles before they shut the lights off.
You can live in a tent at 0 degrees with one candle.
They're not going to shut the lights off at 0 degrees.
Isn't that fucking crazy? People complain.
Because that would shut off all the electricity in our house. The furnace.
Now, granted, you might want it a little warmer. But
I told you to tell her what to do. You go to their website, you look up
Get ready,
customer
Martino.
service, and you call that number.
But she may have arrangements already that she's not.
Hold on, guys.
Hey. I urge you to call Blake Harris about any questions you have with estate planning. So many people put it off and then rush, or you leave your estate not knowing what to do, or worse, you get a lawsuit and your assets are not protected, or your kids inherit stuff and squander it. What you need to do is protect yourself and your heirs from lawsuits, from liabilities, from creditors. Also, protect your children from squandering what you leave them. Or even if you have a small estate, you just want to make sure it goes to the right people, or that loose ends are tied up. BlakeHarrisLaw.com can help you. Blake Harris Law not only helps, but he'll do your wishes, and it's flat rate pricing. And the best part, you can ask all your questions free of charge. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He only charges for what he actually does. 833-ASK-BLAKE. So, the Art of Granite will give you prices on the phone. That's the number one message I have, because so many people won't do that. The Art of Granite will. Now, they do countertops, not just granite, although that's the name. They do any stone, any man-made, any natural stone. Of course, the direct stone importers, they're located in Golden. And here's what happens. You call them, give them an idea of your project, and they'll come out and do it. They tear out and haul away free, and when you do the kitchen, they do the bathroom free. TheArtOfGranite.com. Get your price, 303-386-5919. We love public adjusters, Mark, and we love Paragon Services.
You bet we do. We love all our public adjusters on referralist.com. All these guys, let me say something about every single one of the public adjusters. They've signed our code of ethics, and they have agreed to fight for you if you have any problems with your homeowner's insurance or commercial needs. I personally used Paragon Services a while back. It was a couple of years ago. My neighbors were getting new roofs. I called my insurance company. I said, hey, I've got damage too. They came out and said, Mark, you don't have any damage. I got Matt involved with Paragon Services, and guess what? $70,000 later. That's right. It went from $0 to $70,000. That's what Matt from Paragon Services got me. Imagine if you lost your entire house in this fire, or if you have smoke damage or frozen pipes or anything else. You need someone on your side. 719-726-0020. His name's Matt. His company's Paragon Services.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Them for not voting the way they want.
Yeah, they sent. I know they sent it to Sienna. Did they do it with?
I'm looking
Nancy
right
as
here,
well?
trying to see what the guy's name is. Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger of Illinois. They will no longer support them as members of the Republican Party. I never liked Cheney. I never liked her. She is a rhino. I don't know the other guy. I don't know nothing about him, actually. They basically wanted them on there, Doc, just say it was bipartisan. And it's really not, because both of them are basically Democrats.
Yeah. Which I don't know how she keeps surviving in Wyoming.
I don't think she will next go around. I think she's cooked, man. I think she's cooked. I'll tell you this, though. I think the two Democrats that wouldn't vote for their packages and all that shit, I think they're good. I think if they did vote for it, the one guy for sure would have lost.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he would have lost by far. His entire state was like 83% don't fucking do it.
Oh, yeah. No, he did his job. He represented his...
And boy, do they hate that.
Yeah.
How dare you represent the people that elected you?
Yeah, well, I like that.
Uh-oh, communist games begin. Propaganda-filled opening. Holy shit, what happened? Beijing, what does it say? Beijing projects power. United front with Russia. Oh, okay, we knew that was going to happen.
They're coming to take you away. Ha ha.
It's Year of the Tiger.
Well, they said that China had a female Uyghur, whatever, like a cauldron.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was what they were throwing out.
Oh, because there's been a bunch of genocide against them.
Yes.
What did they do?
They had one of the Muslims be part of the torch lighting ceremony.
Because the human rights have said that they're doing genocide against those Muslims.
So that makes everything cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Tom said, he's got a friend. Yeah.
That's crazy. The snowflake dance. I don't even know if I'll watch any. I don't know. It's not politically wise.
I turned it on last night to see the freestyle skiing.
Was it good?
Well, no. All I had on was the ice
All the
skating.
preliminary stuff, yeah.
So I would have loved to see the freestyle skiing. After these guys do these triple things and back, it's amazing.
They had a little bit of that on.
Well, whatever time I turned it on, they only had figure skating, which I was not interested at all.
The TV and watch it.
What? Yeah.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they invaded during the Olympics?
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Cherry, you owe about $2,000 to Excel Energy?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason being, I need to explain that.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was taking care of a lady in the house in Alt. She passed away. She left the house to me.
Oh.
I called them up because there was a bill left over of $1,000 something. And they told me in August that was not my bill because I was hired by her.
No, I get it. I get it. What Excel does, Excel thinks... Excel keeps it with the property, even if somebody bought that property, because they feel like it's a way for people to get away with not paying. Now, I'm not saying it's accurate or not, and you are technically not part of that bill. You never signed for it. You never took on the responsibility. But here's what you're going to run into, and I'm trying to help you here, because you're going to run into the fact that they put it on the property, not on the person. And if it was even tenants that did this to a landlord, the landlord has to pay it. It's been like that for years, and it's going to be against the property.
And if she I have to ask you this, if she left you a house, I'm assuming it was free and paid off, I would think you could spend a couple grand.
Or at least take out a small loan against the equity to pay off that bill. No, Cherry?
I have no job right now. I have been really sick for the last 2 years.
Okay, is the house paid for?
Yes, it is.
What's it worth?
$500.
It's worth a couple, $200,000.
And how old are you?
60.
Uh-huh.
Where is this $200,000 house?
In Alt, Colorado.
Okay, all right. Okay. Listen.
And the thing that I'm having trouble with, it's not paying the bill. I told them last August that I would pay it if they would break it up, because I didn't have a big income, if they could break it up for me. And they told me, no, you're not responsible for that bill.
Well, you are.
I haven't heard nothing from them.
I want to ask you something. Are you positive? Have you made any attempt to start paying on it since then?
No, because I didn't know that it was still in my name.
Do you have any income?
And I had...
Do you have any income?
I get old age pension, $800 a month.
Hold on a second. We need to continue this to help you out. Hold on.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. Leland Conway is next on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Affected by the wildfire? Learn how to avoid common mistakes when dealing with your insurance company. Attend Adjusters International's free webinar series, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Strictly educational, nothing being sold. Learn how to educate yourself. Learn how to prepare, submit, and optimize your insurance claim. 30-minute presentations followed by Q&A. Visit us at ai-mdc.com or call